Hey, everybody. Hey, Ruel. Hey, is my mic working? That, of course, is the first question that must begin everyone. Yes.
Mic is good, and just want to ask everyone in chat, please let us know our volume levels. I know you all know I've got the big mouth, so make sure that we are sort of even on the audio levels.
Yes, I'm used to being the loudest one in the room, and you just drowned me out. It's so strange.
Yeah,
you've got that bass going. I'm a little more. I'm used to being the bassiest person in the room too, but you just got it all going on.
The hit song goes from 10, 20 years ago. That's all about the bass.
No trouble on this podcast.
No trouble on this. Oh my gosh, I think we should just stop right there. It's not going to get much better than that. Richard, how are you, my friend?
Very good, very good. How are you? Happy belated birthday for everybody who didn't hear. Ruel turned a spry young the other day.
Exactly.
He's apparently old enough to where he is bashful about it. It would seem.
I am bashful. It's one of the few things I'm bashful about, but I did have a wonderful birthday weekend. We had the Tabletop Live Network this weekend, and Sunday was my actual birthday. We played a game there. And then yesterday we celebrated by streaming for 7.5 hours. And
you gosh.
You brought everyone from the you were doing your monthly roundup, is that right?
Yes. Yep, the last day of the month. I talked about all the games we played, and I was so it was you and Amanda, right? I forget what you were playing.
Yeah.
Oh, you were playing. Overboss, which is fantastic.
Overboss,
who won?
Yeah, I believe Amanda ended up winning, of course.
Amanda doesn't throw a game for nobody. Doesn't matter whose birthday it is.
She doesn't. Yeah, doesn't care what birthday, whose channel she's on. No, she's all about the win. And then we played that, and we played a bunch of other ones. And then my friend Daryl joined me, and then my wife Michelle. We finished the broadcast yesterday at around, by I think 9 p.m. Pacific. So we had started around 2 p.m. So it was an epic day. It was like a game night with friends.
Yeah.
And it was really nice. So
wow.
I want to thank you again for the raid, and thank everyone for stopping by. That was a lot of fun.
At any time in that epic playthrough, did your microphone fail?
Out of all the 7.5 hours we streamed, no, not once. I don't know why I have better luck with microphones.
I wonder what that's all about. Today, for folks who are unaware, I have been having ongoing epic technical issues every time I try to stream because I've got 1, 2, 3 cameras all plugged in via USB and a microphone and a wireless keyboard and mouse, and it's just like it's been progressively getting worse and worse, and the microphone has gotten very sensitive. You may find at some point during today's broadcast that I just go quiet, and the audience has got now a Pavlovian response down where as soon as my mic goes out, they start inundating us with bomb stickers. Although, I don't think you have to do that today because I think Ruel can probably tell me quicker than you can tell me with your 5-second delay. But still, it's tradition now that when my mic goes out, we blow the place up as a virtual table flip. But today, after yesterday's, which was the worst yet, it just kept failing over and over and over again, I finally buckled down, got my computer, which is for years now, as long as I've been in this room, it's been in a side room using, I don't know, 10, 12-foot long USB cables extending into there. I finally broke down, rewired everything, so I can actually see my computer. It's right behind the monitor I'm looking at you in right now. And the reason I'd originally set all this up in the other room is because when I first moved here, I was using an incredibly tired, old, beat-up laptop that had the loudest, noisiest, crankiest fan you've ever heard. It was just deafening. I mean, it was so, just old and grindy and all of that. Yeah. And so that's why I'd set it up there. And then I got this new computer, which is relatively quiet, because, hey, if I go quiet, I don't think my microphone is picking up its fan at all. So at any point over the last year and a half, I could have moved this out here. And by doing that, I have eliminated one variable. I no longer have anything going through a, whatever it is, 3-meter long extension USB cable. Everything is now using the cables that came with them plugged directly into the computer. Hopefully that works.
Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, so far so good. I mean, there's no problems so far. So wow,
we should totally stop talking about
it. Yeah. Let's not jinx it, folks.
Exactly. Yeah. Do not look in the box. It doesn't matter what. It just as long as I was gonna try and make a cat reference, Schrodinger's cat, and I completely goofed it. Never mind. So hey, how's everybody doing? People are showing up. People are saying hello. We should say hello in return, shouldn't we?
Yeah, let's see. Say hi to everyone here in chat. Thank you all again. What you're watching right now is the R&R pre-show. We will be recording the R&R show live here on Twitch, and that'll go out to YouTube tomorrow. But to start to kick things off, we like to hang out with y'all and just chit chat a little bit. As you can see, the fun little avatars there. If you are subscribed to the channel, you get to play around with the avatars and do all kinds of cool things. And did you know that you could subscribe to the channel for free?
Yes.
How do you do that?
What? What? Nothing's free in this world, Ruel. What are you talking about?
I know, it's craziness, but you do get one free sub per month if you are an Amazon Prime subscriber member, so feel free to subscribe here using that Amazon Prime membership.
So by which you mean,
now, that does...
if you pay a very hefty yearly fee for an Amazon Prime subscriber, although actually it's fairly reasonable. Amazon Prime Video is fantastic. We use Amazon Prime Music, and we get so much stuff. I mean, man, it sucks that Amazon is taking over the world, but if they're going to do it, at least they make it good for consumers.
Yeah, and I was going to say, I mean, it's really tough to say no to that 2-day shipping. Come on. But again...
Anyway, sorry, got off track there.
Yeah. Regardless, if you do have a one free sub per month, and it is a non-renewing one, so you do have to renew every month. That's the one unfortunate thing about the Prime subs. But we'd love it if you spend it here, and if you do, you got all kinds of goodies here on the channel.
So many benefits, Ruel. 20% off Rahdo merch, which unfortunately, if you scroll down, my Rahdo merch panel is broken. I have written to Teespring saying, "Why is your panel broken?" But you can get 20% off t-shirts, and we're about to do the R&R t-shirt as well, so that'll be going into so you can be able to get one of those. If you're a subscriber, you get 20% off. If you're a subscriber, as Ruel said, you get a cute little avatar who you can dress up and dance and hug and sing and have cool little fun games with us. If you are a subscriber, what else can you do? There's a list of stuff. If you can't find the secret word, we'll just tell you where the secret word is. You don't have to stress over that. You get a new video. I have to set up the new video for this month. It's a new month. Hey, hold on a second. Talk for a little bit. Vamp while I actually look up what is the new exclusive Jen and Rahdo playthrough video that people will get if they subscribe. I don't know. Okay. I'm going to go figure it out right now while you talk.
Yeah, while you're checking that out, I do want to shout out Amanda Panda. She was hanging out with me yesterday for the epic stream on my channel, and she gave me a shirt. This is the shirt that she gave me. I'm wearing this. It's a pug. It says...
It is an excellent shirt.
I can't adult today. That's I mean, I can adult today, but there's plenty of times when this shirt would be the perfect sentiment for my mood. But thank you again, Amanda. And let me see who else is out here. We've got Duck of Death is in the house. Stacey Iverdale's in the house. Goblin.
I just heard some events just happened too. Something big happened.
Oh, really? Did we get raided?
I heard the Final Fantasy victory music, which I almost started dancing to, but I controlled myself.
Feel free to dance anytime, my friend. I didn't see. It doesn't say here in this thing.
Hold on.
So,
because
all right.
It was. Oh no, it was Empress Barrera resubbing. Okay.
Oh, thank you
for the resub. And let's see if any other events. Thank you, Mr. Tom for the subscribe. Thank you, Corthane, for resubbing. Corthane would like to know how everybody is doing, and he did it in the form of a subscription. I'm not going to tell you how I'm doing, Corthane. I don't know why I'm being sassy, but. Still, thank you. So please continue. I'm still trying to figure out what game does everybody get to see if they subscribe that is exclusive.
Oh, yeah. While you're taking care of that, I'm going to note that we have a comment here from Meeples and Mocktails. They were talking about Overboss. They're talking to Amanda about it. It's called Overboss Duel, a new game described as a 2-player focused version of the system, but it also has a way to integrate elements from Duel into regular Overboss.
What are you talking about?
Whoa! All right. Please don't mess with my emotions. That sounds awesome.
Wow, I have not. Is this breaking news on the R&R show?
I think we just brought here it is. News. There is a new Overboss game in the works at Brotherwise Games, and that's when they go to talk to Amanda about it, and it is this one here. Wow, Overboss Duel, a 2-player version. Oh my gosh, that is great.
That is.
Oh my gosh, I hope. I'm
very excited. I mean, I love me some Overboss. Anything to do. I mean, it's interesting, so streamlined down for 2. I mean, I thought it was already a fantastic 2-player game, so I'm very curious to see what they do. I figured it out, folks. If, amongst everything else that you get, if you subscribe to the R&R show, you will have to whisper me. There's information for it down below the video, and I will send you a link to the first time Jen ever played a full game of Black Angel with me, which we happened to record.
Ooh.
Yep, and Black Angel is awesome.
Now, did you all, just as a spoiler alert, did you all like Black Angel better than Chua, or were you more of a Chua?
No, I think it's fantastic. I think, well, first of all, it has the potential to eclipse Twa if it gets some expansion content. I mean, because, Twa has a bunch of extra stuff. But even still, I think I would probably go with Twa, just the base game, over Black Angel. Because, why was it? I don't remember now. I remember I talked about this in my final thoughts. What was it about? It's that Twa, is it more grounded? No. Is it? They're both fantastic. I cannot think of why, but there was a reason I put Twa a little bit above Black Angel. Twa's still in my top 10. Black Angel's in like my top 30. But it definitely has room to climb. And if you would like to, if you know what the heck we're talking about, hey, if you subscribe, whisper me, I'll send you a link, and you will watch Jen play Black Angel for the first time ever. And awesome. And somehow just instantly pick it up and just, I don't remember. It was 2 years ago we filmed it, but probably completely obliterated me. I don't remember, but that's the way it tends to go. Nice. And I will have already played it a couple times by then, and I'll even know what I'm doing and all the rest of it.
Right. Speaking of games that played for the first time, I just played Three Sisters yesterday for the first time, and wow.
Yes, I saw that was on your list too. Man, I am very jealous.
Man, Richard, I
would have flown down for your birthday celebrations if I'd known.
Yeah. After one play, it's already top 5 roll and write game for me.
Wow.
Easily. It might go to the very top. Honestly, it's so good. You will appreciate it. It's got this really nice mellow farming theme, but everything's interconnected, so it's combo-tastic. I mean, combo after combo after combo. It literally, I don't know if I don't have it with me, but the score sheet literally has like a note section because you need to take notes as far how many combos you have going. It's crazy good.
Well, I don't know what's wrong with our brains that makes us excited. It's so complicated. You have to take notes. You have to do homework during the play, and yet for some reason that just speaks to us on a deep instinctual level.
Yeah. Oh, it was so much fun, and Amanda taught it to me. I mean, she beat me, but I'm ready to play it solo. I'm ready to play it all the time now. I absolutely love it. Yeah.
Super fan Goblin 981. I don't know if he remembers or if he just went back and checked that apparently I rated Twa, and this comes back to me now. I rate Twa higher than Black Angel because the cards you have for Black Angel, which are a big part of the game, they're all much simpler. They don't do nearly as much cool, interesting, game-breaking stuff. Because, strictly speaking, Black Angel is a bigger, more complex game. So they kind of strip back the cards. And I'm like, I want the cards to do really cool, amazing stuff. And that's why I'm saying, yeah, an expansion could put Black Angel over the top. An expansion that brings in some of the really, like parades and stuff. The things you can do in Twa when certain cards come out are just very, very cool. And so that's it. Thank you, Goblin 981 for... Did you remember that, or did you go back and look it up? Because I play too many games. I can't remember this stuff. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. That's a great memory. They did.
Alrighty.
Cool.
And Fem Sensei, who is actually a Patreon backer of the show. By the way, folks, if you're not subscribing, but you do actually back the show on Patreon, I did a post last week reminding everybody, hey, look, here's all these benefits you get. Like, you get an avatar. And I think Fem is taking her avatar for a run, and she has hugged literally every single person in chat. She is trying to take the hug badge away, because if you hug enough people, you'll have little hearts flying over your head because you'll be the top of the hugger leaderboard.
Oh,
yep.
I did not know that. That's cool, and that's what we like to see in our chat: people hugging and welcoming each other to the R&R show. That's what we're all about here. Speaking of what we're all about games. What is that game you got on your?
Well, this is only.
Are we talking about that now, or
but no, of course we're not. We do that in the actual show. When the sponsors say, "Hey, we will give you money if you talk about our game," and then we put it on the table. That's how commerce works. You're giving it away for free, man. We haven't even talked about the sponsor yet. Look at you go.
Oh, it's like amateur night over here. My bad. My bad.
Yep. Yeah. No. You're just in the zone. You're like, hey, I got a good segue. Let's just jump right to it. Hold on to that because you'll need that when the show starts.
I will definitely hold on to that. You know what I'm also holding on to? Speaking of cars, I'm holding on to this green juice. I've got green juice today because I am so wiped out from yesterday. I need a little pick-me-up.
What is green juice?
Green juice is from... Do you have a pressed juicery up near you, or anyone that sells pressed juices? It's
a concept that is completely foreign to me.
It's totally like healthy stuff. So this pressed juice has apple, cucumber, celery, lemon, spinach, ginger, kale, and parsley. And I'm going to tell you, 20 years ago, if I would have said, I would have just thrown this in the garbage. It's actually very, very tasty. And apparently,
is it muy delicioso?
It's not quite muy delicioso like Topo Chico, but it's all right. It's decent. But I do feel healthier now, and I needed it because after yesterday's
Oh,
7.5 hour stream, I need all the energy I can take. Looks like someone just dropped a bomb over there in the Avatar thing.
Yep, yeah, trying to counteract all the hugging and the kissing that's going on. Actually, there are no kiss. There's a hug emote. There's a whole, if you have an avatar, there's a whole list of emotes you can do down below as well. I try to make all that easy peasy. So, okay, everybody's fine. We have 81 viewers at the moment, which is pretty good. Oh, update for folks who are curious. Remember, what was it, 2 weeks ago, we did a big epic week of streaming to try to get me over the top for partner. I just got my email last night say, "You're doing great. Keep it up, kid. Check back in 2 weeks." Like,
oh, check back in 2 weeks.
Okay. Because they said, "You've had an unusually fast growth cycle, and we want to see if you can hold on to all of these viewers." I'm like, I have over 100,000 subscribers. That is why it's happening. Maybe you don't quite understand. I am bringing people to your platform. And they're like, "We don't see board game people really get this many people this quick. We don't know what's going on. We'll check back in a couple of weeks." I'm like, okay.
Now, did you actually, was it like a form letter or like a generic thing, or did they actually, someone, you think?
I think it was somebody actually wrote a letter. And so, I don't know. I mean, I guess, yes.
You're on the radar.
Good vibes, everybody. It's true. I mean, it wasn't a flat-out no, so that's something. And, yeah, I mean, we're not going to keep doing a show every day. We're going to go back to, like, at this rate, I think we've got, okay, every week we've got this. I do a podcast. I do the roundup. So that is 2 shows. If we have one more regular show, we're kind of doing 2 shows a week, and that's actually fairly reasonable. That seems like a fairly steady output of stuff. In fact, we are. You and I have been talking about another show. Probably too early to reveal anything.
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, yeah, I feel like it's a little early. But,
okay.
We could say that we are working on another concept, folks, and I'm hoping that it'll debut, like, soon.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it should work. I mean, and I think it'll be genuinely useful, and I'm not quite sure why it doesn't exist yet.
Yeah, right. So, yeah, folks, we will let you know as soon as it's launched. But I'm hoping in the next couple of weeks here that we can get this thing up and running, because I'm excited about it, and I know I think it will be something, as you said, it'll be useful as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely what we try to do. Folks, in case you didn't notice, the longer you watch Twitch, the more Rahdo points you accumulate passively. You can see that down at the bottom of the chat. There's a cursive R for Rahdo, and right next to it is how many points you're earning. If you click that R, you'll get a little menu of all kinds of stuff you can buy. And that's a segue into maybe we should make good on some stuff that people have actually bought.
Yeah. One quick question.
Yes.
I don't know the answer to this. Nazgoth is asking, if you make Twitch partner, is that permanent?
No, I have heard it can be taken away, but it seems like it generally isn't. Except in case of, abuse or something like that. I mean, the best example, Shut Up and Sit Down made partner. They maybe do one thing a month on Twitch, if that. And they've still been partner for months. So I think once you're partner, you're good, unless you did a bad thing. And then they say, "Oh, wait a minute. Oh, we can't have our partners doing that." Time will tell. I mean, actually, of all the things that you can get with partner, my most excited thing is that I can actually give a few, what do you call them? A few subscriptions away, which is very, very cool. I don't know how we would deal with that. Cool. Hey, by the way, folks, is everything going okay? I talked about up front that I've moved the computer around. It seems like I haven't had any sound issues. Is the playback smooth as well? Because to move the computer to where it is no longer plugged into a Cat6 cable hardwired, and instead is using Wi-Fi within my house. So I did mean to ask, is my playback, or actually I guess it'd be both of us, because I'm taking Ruel via Discord and then pumping it all out. Everything smoothly, haven't had any drops or anything like that. Let me know in the chat. And in the meantime, we have so many things. We have a Trivial Pursuits, and a like to buy an argument, and a this or that, and a there can be only one from last week. And yesterday, somebody requested a Ruel Ranks, and today we have a Trivial Pursuits. We got to get to work.
Yeah, let's do some stuff. I will leave it up to you. Go ahead. And
I mean, I'm just going to go, what do you call it? First in, first out. There's that Trivial Pursuit. Let me find the wheel. Boop.
And now while you find that, people are saying sound is good. No issues so far as playback. So,
excellent.
As far as the stream. So good news on that front.
Alrighty. Let's see now.
You're down to 3 pieces of pie here.
I know. It could go any way. And we already know what my trivia. Oh my crap! Oh, I forgot. One of the things on my list of things to do before we start filming is I have to update the progress meters, because when I was going yesterday, we unlocked another RVR episode. And yay for that. And now it looks like, what, will you just keep going? Don't worry, folks. If you subscribe, you're getting closer to unlocking the next RVR. But sometime in February, well, we got to do a we got a RVR up again. And I've got 2 potentials that I think would be good. But first of all, let's spin. Spin.
Can I tell you, if you have 2 potentials, I have 1 potential. 3
really?
sisters.
Okay.
I'm going to say 3 sisters would be fantastic.
I need a copy. Oh, I guess I don't need a copy, right? General. It is going to be some general Q&A. People don't get to know nothing about us. We play our cards close to the chest here at the R&R Show. So we need a quick bit of just a bunch of general trivia. Let's see here. I'm going to go to interesting trivia. Let's see what Google will give me. Alrighty. Here's 125 interesting facts about practically everything.
Okay.
Okay, I knew that. Okay, I knew that. Oh, and there's Bumblebee Bat. Okay, so I'm in the same one that brought us Bumblebee Bat a while ago. So this is a good one. I just have to find something. All right. Hey, Ruel.
Hey, Rahdo. Hey, Rahdo, do you have any interesting facts to share with us?
Hey, Ruel. I'm sure you're a bit of a human anatomy buff.
That's all I talk about.
How many parts of the human body have no blood vessels?
No blood vessels?
No blood vessels.
That doesn't sound right. It's got to be a trick question. Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, blood vessels is, stuff like, I don't know, your hair, I guess? Would blood vessels be in your hair? Not that I would know anything about that.
I don't think that counts as part of the body, since it is kind of a separate thing that's just kind of being held in place. Although really, everything's being held in place.
Yeah, I feel like that's a trick question, but I'll say random guess. I'm gonna say 7. Lucky
2.
7.
There are 2 parts of the human body that have no blood vessels.
What are they?
One of them is cartilage. Cartilage
okay.
has no blood vessels. And the one that they really wanted to point out is your cornea has no blood vessels.
Really?
Okay. More specifically, it was what tissue types in the human body do not contain. The header was misleading. It was there are 2 types of tissue in your body that do not have cornea and cartilage.
That's crazy.
Yep.
I would not have guessed cornea. Cartilage I can see, but cornea, interesting.
Yep. It's just a big old disc that is not really plugged into anything, just floating around in there with all its little earworms floating on it. Epithelial cells. Jen and I are real experts these days on epithelial cells because they tend to keep growing inside her eye, so she has to get her eye cut open again. All right. So, hey, you know what? Let's just go on ahead again. Let's do another trivia. And because I think there was another request, and it'll have to be you or me. Let me get that wheel back out. I am not going to take the time. All right, so can I take the time to take an arm off so we get a 50-50? How do I do that? I got to come over here. DTT. Right, so I just need to...
just spin until it shows one of us.
No, I'm going to do this right. It's going to be a 50-50.
Oh, you want to...
I know where to do this. All right, I just have to scroll a little bit. Not the speed, not the border color, not the font weight. I don't need any of these adjustments. All right, clear out general. Boom. And then save that. Save. And it's come down to this.
There it is.
Here we go. Right. The final bit of trivia before the wheel resets.
All right. Kabuki Kid's in the house. Hi, Kabuki.
Hey, Kid. Kabuki. Long time no see.
Look at this wheel.
I'm sorry, folks. You do not get to hear the story of me being a door-to-door vacuum cleaner salesman in high school. Too bad, so sad.
That's the one I wanted to hear, too.
Nope, now you have to entertain people with interesting tales about Ruel.
Here's a interesting tale. Did you know that I've known Michelle, or we've known each other since the 2nd grade?
Whoa, really?
Yes. So Michelle and I, we went to the same elementary school, and we went until 2nd through 5th grade. We were in the same 2nd grade class, but then 3rd, 4th, and 5th, we were in different classes. And then she moved away, and then she came back during 8th grade, and for half of 8th grade, we were in the same class. And then after that, we went our separate ways, different high schools, colleges, different life experiences. And thanks to the magic of the internet, we reconnected through a mutual friend of ours, a friend that I went to high school with that also went to junior high school with us. and we all had dinner together through the magic of the internet. Sent emails like, "Hey, Ro, remember me? Hey, yeah, Michelle, blah blah blah." And our good friend April, hey, let's all meet for dinner. And we had a lovely dinner. And at that dinner, the first time I've seen Michelle in 20 years or so, I got a parking ticket because I parked outside somewhere where apparently there was supposed to be no parking. And you know what? That $40 ticket, totally worth it.
Yeah, it's a good investment. Wow.
It was a great investment. Yeah, we ended up being friends, and then we started dating, and the rest is history. Now we are married and live stream partners as well.
Jeez Louise, that's...
Yeah.
I mean, if your life was a sitcom, there would have been plenty of scenes, or when are these two just going to get over and sleep together, kind of a thing. Since,
right.
They just keep running into each other. That's kismet. That's fate. That's consonant entwinement. That is stuff I don't believe in, but it makes you think.
It makes you think. Now, you had mentioned a story before where you and Jen had met during college, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, no, we met in college. We dated in college. We moved in together in college. We got married after we both dropped out of college.
Oh, nice.
Yep. Yeah, so it was not an ongoing entwined star kind of thing.
Gotcha. Well, there's the bit of trivia for you today, folks. A little bit of my history with my wife Michelle.
No, that's more beautiful than vacuum cleaner salesman stuff. That's lovely.
But I still want to hear that story.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it might be a while because next time they see that wheel, it'll be reset with a whole bunch of pies, and you'll have to whittle down again. I really enjoy that whittling down thing. That's actually very cool. All right, what else have we got? That was 2 trivias in a row. We can do some this or that. We can do a there can be only... Oh, okay, yeah. The there can be only one isn't easy. Goblin 981 asks us, Ruel, there can be only one. Your sight or your hearing?
Oh, man. You give up music. That is so difficult.
Now, I think it's cool that it's hard for you. I mean, because honestly, I want to be cool and say, oh, sound is so important and there's so much. But I mean, sight is too much to give up. Sight is, it's like a dog giving up smell.
Right. I mean, I feel like sight, it makes it easier for you to live in the world as it is.
Yes.
Right.
I mean, your life will become more difficult. No two ways about it.
Yeah.
And the question is what you get from audio enriching enough to warrant that sacrifice? Not that people get to choose as a general rule, but if you had to choose,
I mean, just again, one of those things where imagine what you're missing. Like, okay, I am a Star Wars geek. Imagine watching Star Wars without that John Williams sound.
It's not hard to do. Yeah, I mean, just turn the sound off, and what do you have? I mean, you have a lot of interesting flashing, moving light. You lose a lot of the soul.
You do.
Yeah, you can read the dialogue, but a human being spoke that dialogue and weighted it. I mean, and on some level, I mean, hey, you've got audiobooks, you've got Braille. I mean, you've still got a very rich world of entertainment. If anything, your world becomes more rich, I would think, rich in the mind because it becomes your ultimate outlet. But I mean, just for convenience sake, I mean, our world is not kind to blind folks.
Agreed.
Yeah.
For me, it would have to be losing the hearing, and just as a gamer too, playing games, it's much easier if you can see the board and everything.
Yes.
Rather than
there's actually a fan of my show who writes to me probably every couple of months on Facebook and asks me a lot of very specific questions about a game I've recently covered because he listens to the show. He's blind. He's a hardcore game player, and obviously I don't cover games from that perspective. But he asks, well, how does this and this work? What would it matter if somebody could see this? How would it hurt my strategy? And I'm amazed what this guy is able to play. It is inspirational to me that he's, we play that dungeon crawler all the time. I mean,
that's cool.
The spatial awareness you must have to be able to visualize a board and remember all the pieces and all the spaces. That's stunning to me. Now, here's a question as an offshoot for this. Not quite so hardcore, hey, you have to choose your whole life. Pick your favorite movie of all time. Pick a Star Wars movie, whatever. If you were only allowed to ever experience that movie without sound, or with the sound off or the video off, you could only experience it one way. Which would you rather experience it?
I mean, it's got to be visual. I mean,
Yeah,
you think Star Wars, I mean, that at the time when it came out, it redefined the sci-fi genre as far
sure.
as special effects and everything. But it would not be the same without all those sound effects that they created and all the
No, it
John
wouldn't.
Williams soundtrack.
Yeah,
You know, I
exactly.
mean, it's just not the
I
same.
mean,
Like you would
and
not
you can
hear.
imagine Star Wars: A New Hope as a radio play. It exists as a radio play,
Yeah, yeah, totally.
and you know
But
what
it's
a dude in a vest running down a corridor shooting a gun. I mean,
right.
looks like, but you know
Yeah, I
what
know
it
what a
sounds
Wookiee looks
like.
like.
I know. I mean,
Yeah,
I think of Avengers Endgame. I mean, if from now on, okay, if you could only ever experience it from now on, having experienced it, having gotten the full experience, and knowing it like you do at the back of your hand, from now on, you can only ever listen to it or see it, but not hear it. I might almost say I would rather listen to Endgame than watch it.
wow, wow,
Um,
really.
yeah, because of all those great lines,
Yeah, yeah.
which I'm not going to
I
say
love
because
you
I'll start
3000.
crying.
Yeah, I
Now
love you
I say that
3000.
having seen it already, so I
Yeah.
I, I can bring these these images back to my mind immediately. But and I can hear the actor saying the words too. But I think I'd rather hear them than see them say the words.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fascinating. That's also a really great question. For me, Endgame, like honestly, I would have to keep the site only because I think of the comic books characters that they're based on, and comic books are such a visual medium, right? I mean,
Mhm.
you literally are just looking at them and reading them and filling in the
Oh
blanks
sure,
in your
yeah.
mind, you know. So, but gosh, darn it, this is yeah, that's I mean, yeah, it really makes you think about, I mean, how accessible the world is to those without sight and or hearing,
Yeah,
you
I
know,
mean,
and
when Thor gets his hammer back and shouts exultantly, "I am worthy." What's more
yeah,
impactful, seeing the look on his face or hearing the joy in his voice?
yeah, yeah.
I have to stop
Wow.
doing this. I have to stop crying about comic book movies on live
The
TV.
time, the thing that always gives me goosebumps, and I've seen the movie several times,
Yeah.
but that one scene when Captain America gets the hammer, I mean
Oh,
that,
of course. Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Um,
seriously, literally goosebumps right now. I still that scene alone
yeah.
to see it,
Oh, by the way,
you
minor
know.
spoilers for Avengers Endgame. Sorry about that. Probably should have put a
If you
spoiler
haven't
warning
seen
on
this
screen. Anyway,
5-year-old movie, sorry, our
yeah,
bad.
yeah, yeah. Oh,
But
but one that, yeah. Is it the biggest movie of all time? I think it did ultimately surpass
I think
Avatar,
so.
and now Spider-Man: No Way Home is close to surpassing Avatar as the second biggest
Wow.
box office hit of all time, which is
Which
incredible.
I still haven't seen. Have you seen Far From Home?
I have. I will not say anything because
Wow.
I'm sure a lot of people haven't seen it.
Yeah,
And
I
we've
need to go
already
see it.
spoiled way too much Endgame stuff. Sorry again. My apologies. Hopefully, if you haven't seen it, what we just said means nothing to you.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Let's stop.
Let's cash in some other
Bubble.
stuff while we got
Yeah.
time.
All right. You want to do a couple minutes of this or that? That's a
Let's
good
do
way
it.
to cleanse the palate, I think.
Yeah, let's do that. So, friends, in chat,
Yes.
drop some topics for us, this or that, one thing or another, and we will highlight on screen. And then Richard and I, we're going to choose which one, this or that.
Yep. Yes.
Okay.
And while they're
So,
coming, Ruel, board games or card games?
oh, jeez, are you really going to put me that
Yes.
right away?
I say board games.
Oh,
There's more to give up. I love a lot of card
yeah,
games, but I'd have to take board over straight card.
I would too. Yeah, board games for sure.
Modern prestige TV or feature films?
Ooh, ooh. I love films because they're 2 hours and one and done, but I love those really long story arcs and modern prestige TV. I'm giving up the feature films.
Me too. Me too. Yep. I don't even think twice. I mean, movies have fallen so far behind. Surely that was enough time for the audience to start throwing some at us.
Yep, here we go. Let's. I'll throw a few of these in the queue. Let's go here. Rock or pop music?
I'm not 100% certain what the difference is. Pop is short for popular. Rock is very popular. I mean,
There's some rock that falls under popular. Yeah, I
yeah.
think pop. They're thinking like the teenagey stuff. I guess.
I guess. I mean,
Things that,
honestly, I would.
yeah.
I'll play it safe and go rock because I don't want to give up Beatles. I don't want to give up Dire Straits. But I mean,
Yeah, I'd probably go that way too.
yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's yeah. Okay. Here's another one here. Umbrellas or raincoats?
What an interesting question.
Right? I like them
Putting
both.
aside the warmth factor, because if it's raining, it might also be cold. Putting that aside,
Yes.
only about assuming a warm, rainy day, I'll take an umbrella any day of the week. I think, having never given
I
that
would
a
too.
second's thought prior to this moment.
Yeah, same. Okay, how about spring or autumn?
They're both pretty rainy. My gut is no. I'll say spring.
I'm gonna go. I like the weather in spring better, but I also have allergies that kick up sometimes
Ooh,
during spring. So I'm gonna
yeah.
go autumn.
That's a
Just in
very
case.
good point. Yes,
Yeah,
I'm immune, but that would certainly sway it totally.
yeah. Okay, here. This one is near and dear to your heart, I believe. Sega or Atari?
uh, it'd have to be Atari. It would have to be Atari. Sega was just another. Another block on the long drive. I mean, Atari was when you got in the car, right? I mean, that's not true. Pong is when you got in the car, but Atari is when you upgraded from a squeaky wheel bicycle to a hot rod, and then everything has just been iterative since then.
Agreed. I feel like Atari took you from out of black and white into color.
Yes.
Right?
Now, if they I'm gonna throw another one because that was pretty easy. Atari versus Nintendo.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because that's another sea change. And not to downplay blast processing and everything Sega brought us, but no, I mean I would have to stack Nintendo in terms of its overall impact on me in my life over Atari, which is really saying something.
Just numbers wise, Nintendo, right? I feel like had the bigger influence.
I see.
Right?
Orange Crush. They said, "Well, Nintendo would be too easy." Fair point. Yes, and it proves it was.
Okay. Let's go on with this one here: scrambled or fried egg?
Oh, fried.
Kid ass.
Total.
Yeah, I'm more of a fried guy too.
Yeah.
This is a tough one for me personally because I love doing both, eating or sleeping.
I mean, obviously you need both. What do I enjoy more?
Yeah.
Wow. What do you enjoy more? I don't know.
This one's tough because I think we talked about this before. I'm a big fan of naps, so I do enjoy sleeping. But gosh, Michelle and I are such foodies. I'm gonna have to go. I go with eating.
I think I would go with eating too. I mean, I'm not a big napper, and honestly, if my brain could be rewired so I wouldn't need sleep, honestly, I don't think I'd miss it. Quite frankly, I only appreciate it so much because my body is physically addicted to it.
Yeah. Empress asks, board game upgrades or an expensive board game table?
Meaning, board game upgrades or a table?
Yeah, like blinging out your games.
Oh, blinging out games.
Metal coins and stuff. I do not have an expensive board game table. But
So
I have
for you,
played
that's
on
an easy
them.
one.
Yeah. So I do enjoy them, but I give me the board game upgrades. The game itself feels better to me, like when I have upgraded bits. Whereas a nice table, which is always nice. I used to have like a poker table when I was a poker player, and those are nice. But honestly, you can play poker on a kitchen table, and same as board games.
And you can play your game without your bits. I would actually go with the table. I've had a table a couple of times, and then they ended up going on to other places because I had them for a while, filmed them, and then they moved on. And there is something really special about it. The first one I had, when I did my video, I think I likened it to, it's kind of like a painting with or without a frame. A good frame can really enhance a painting, as opposed to, and there's nothing wrong with a painting that just sits there, and that's actually kind of a cool look, the minimal aesthetic. But a really great frame can really enhance a painting, and the same thing is true for a really great table.
That's a great analogy. I love that. Day or night? Goblin asks.
I don't know.
Wow. When I was a younger man, definitely night.
Mm-hmm.
But as I go up in age, I feel like I'm more of a day person now.
Yeah. I mean, I'm fine 24/7. I don't think I really have a strong feeling about that one way or the other. I mean, day is a lot more convenient. As I get older and my eyesight gets bad, I find myself really annoyed a lot more these days when the jerk who's coming at me doesn't turn off his high beams. Used to be I'll just look away a little bit, no big deal. And it's kind of a pain.
Yeah. That's definitely more convenient. Here you go. Viticulture expansion or tapestry expansions?
Oh, well, I mean, first of all, tapestry, because tapestry over viticulture. And I've played all the tapestry stuff. I have not played all the viticulture stuff. I did have that first version of Viticulture Tuscany, where a lot of that stuff is taken out from the second version, as I recall. And I mean, it was really impressive. That first there's so much stuff in there.
Yeah.
But
I'm more of a viticulture guy, so I'm going viticulture.
I'm going to say
I think
tapestry because I'm a tapestry guy.
Yeah. Yeah. So I will go with the.
As I understand it, though,
Uh,
I think maybe the viticulture is more important because I was recently complaining, maybe on this show, about my problem with viticulture and the really swingy cards, and somebody said, "Oh yeah, that was totally fixed in the Tuscany expansion." I'm like, I don't remember that at all, but that's really important. That you have now alternate uses for that. Oh well, okay, I'll take a chance. I'll draw a nighttime card. There's nothing else I can do, and it's nothing. Oh, and you did the same thing, and it gave you 30 points.
Yeah, it definitely, the Tuscany fixes a lot of stuff, and it just makes it a more robust
Then
game.
then I will amend to Tuscany because honestly, tapestry, as far as I was concerned, didn't need fixing. Gasp!
Okay.
I know.
Oh,
People are upset with the balance and the tweaking, but that's how I feel.
Okay, a couple more here. Let's see. Oh, this is interesting. Colorblind or lose your sense of taste. So I have color blindness. Yeah. As much as I would love to get rid of my color blindness, I'm not going to lose my sense of taste. I love food too much. It is more than just sustenance for me. I actually enjoy eating. I love the process of eating. I love cooking. Yeah, I can get away with color blindness. Like,
that is
all I
really.
Hey, Michelle, is that red or green? Okay.
Yeah. I honestly, I think I might prefer to hold on to color than taste. And I'll tell you why.
Really?
I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
If I were to lose my sense of taste, yeah, I'd be sad for a while, but it'd be a lot easier to lose weight, quite frankly.
Yeah.
If my appreciation for food shifted away from my taste buds to my appreciation for texture, oh man, I would be 50,000 times more healthy, quite frankly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
wow. That's a fantastic point.
Yeah.
Because I'm definitely eating way more raw vegetables at that time without sense of taste, like, whereas now, I mean, I'll eat.
Did you lose your sense of taste?
What's that?
Did you lose your sense of taste? Or you're imagining?
I did not.
Yeah, you're imagining you would. Yeah.
I'm imagining.
I know, because you would look for that. You would look for, I need exciting new textures.
Yes. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Good point.
Have you ever tried those glasses that give you a faux appreciation of color you don't see?
I've heard about them. I think I looked into it at one point, and at the time, this was years ago, when they were like, the price point was just out of my budget.
Yeah, but there were all these viral videos of people putting them on and then crying in a parking lot when they looked at a tree and stuff like that.
Right. So it's probably something I need to look into again. And it's one of those things. I mean, yeah, as long as I have my sense of taste, I'm fine. But, maybe I should look into the colorblind thing. Let's do one more.
All right.
Real easy one here. It's a softball. R&R or corner to corner. Come on now.
Oh, I mean, no offense to Tom. I mean, I had a very good time doing C2C, but yeah, R&R 7 Ways to Sunday. Yeah, totally.
That was the correct answer.
Tom, I enjoyed my time in my corner, in our shared corners as well. Please don't get me wrong. That was also fun.
Yeah, also fun. Lots of great questions. Thank you, friends, that you cashed in your this or that.
All right.
And
let's see
move on.
Yeah, I think so. All right, so they're marked as complete. You're welcome, Goblin981. So we've still got an argument. We still need an argument to argue about. And we also have a Royal Ranks that was requested yesterday. But I feel like we got to get on with the show.
Let's do it. Yeah.
So that we'll have some time for Q&A afterwards. So the Rare and Orb. Promise, next week, first thing out of the gate will be Ruel ranking. But right now, we have to give stuff away.
Yes.
Because that's a very important part of the show. Let's come over here to the browser. We have 2 weeks of giveaways, folks, because had some email issues last week, and those have gotten straightened out, so we needed to give people more time to enter for the... what was it? It was this baby right here. Well, not this one. Not my copy of Vivid Memories, but a copy of Vivid Memories. So we've got the list. We're clicking the button. Good luck, everybody.
Here we go. And the winner is...
Matt Crosby. Congratulations, right. Matt.
Congrats, Matt.
I hope you like your abstracts, thematic, and crunchy, because that's what you're going to be getting with Vivid Memories. Okay.
Nice.
Cool. And now I have to re-prepare the wheel because we have a completely different list of entries for last week's, which is a $50 gift certificate from sponsor of the show, Funning and Games. Let's see, where is Excel? Here it is. Copy. Select all, delete, paste. I guess I could have kept it on screen. There's because any big and let's go for $50 gift certificate from Fun Again Games. The winner is it better not be Matt Crosby. Rodrigo Torres, congratulations. I'm sorry, Abby. I saw Abby and just clicked right over you. Oh, no. But Rodrigo and Matt, I will be contacting you later today to get your details and all the rest of it. And we'll be giving away some new stuff. We'll be giving away, since we got Arcane Wonders as the sponsor of the show again, and their giveaways are only for, I forget what their limitations were. What? Oh, I've totally forgotten. It was North America.
North America, right?
And Europe, I think. Or was it just North America?
I thought it was just North America, but don't quote me on that.
You know what?
I thought it was just North
America. I should be more prepared. I'm not prepared. But it just means people, when you enter for this week's, you'll have to put your country in, and we'll figure out which countries after the fact. And speaking of course, for people to enter, we need to have a secret word. What's our secret word going to be?
Oh, great. Let me see. Let me look at the games that we're going to talk about.
Yes, let me pull up my list. Listy-loo. Feel like we talked a lot about color. And we talked a lot about sound. And we talked a lot about our senses.
Yeah, senses. So how can we do any kind of senses here? Taste, sight, sound.
You got something? Or just senses in general?
I can work in...
Then you're doing it.
Okay. You know what, Nia? Why don't we do this? We had talked about allergies during the springtime.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we do allergies?
You're going to drop allergies casually into conversation about a board game.
I'm going to drop allergies casually into some kind of game that we're going to talk about.
Okay. All right. It would appear the audience really digs senses. Request it next week, folk. Make us talk about our senses again, and maybe we'll find... Actually, I really like senses, but I do not have a... I mean, honestly, I can only think of one thing. I can only think of Came to My Senses, or A Feast for the Senses. And I don't think I have any games in this week's that would work for either of those. Because honestly, I don't think it is... Okay, what's a phrase I can remember to say? Okay, can I somehow work that into talking about one of these 5 games? That is my thought process for trying to do this. To try to make a shortcut.
And as we're just talking about the allergies, I found something that I can work in.
Yep, all right, yeah. We could have called it hugs, because I believe Fen Sensei has continued an unbroken string of hugging down there at the bottom of the screen. But we're done with the hugging. It is now time for war. Time for a battle royale before we start the show.
Right.
If I can spell royale.
My games, I don't think any of my games have any kind of hugging in them. So, okay, good luck with the battle royale. Here we go. You're all going to get dropped.
Actually, I think I could have worked hug in.
Really?
I think
you want to do that?
As it happens. And Fem hugs
you want to do it?
No. It's allergies. It's all about allergies.
Okay, allergies it is.
All right.
Okay, there's a lot of people.
Let's see.
Nice.
Hey, and this time, how about I remember to hide the banner so people can actually see the carnage in all its glory for once. There we go.
Oh, we got a couple of big avatars there duking it out as well.
Oh my gosh! Even with it's just a big mess of pixels. We need to work things down. And who gets? It looks like CB1. No, they did. Who got that? Was it Brenner who got the health pack? I'm not quite sure. There's too much going on. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
This is what happens when we've got. I mean, there must have been at least 30 or so.
Carnage.
Oh! Here we go. This is it.
Who
gets it?
Boom.
I think Duchess. Duchess picked up the health pack. Duchess is all by themselves. They're going to get another health pack while everybody else is just working it out amongst themselves. Oh, man, this is Duchess's fight to lose. Look out. Run away, Johnny Man. You're not going to make it. Run away. All Johnny Man can do is just whittle down Duchess. And now my Miantos. Miantos, no. Is Duchess going for another health pack? Oh, Duchess is greedy. Nope, Duchess says, I don't need that health pack. You're going down, Johnny Man.
Here it is. Boom, boom, boom.
And there we go.
Nice, Duchess.
Oh, I see in the chat, Johnny Man's like, let's go. In typical action hero. And then he gave an appropriate death rattle, too. That's awesome. Oh, that is too bad. When this is going, the word balloons disappear. That would be so awesome if his little let's go appeared as he was running right towards it. Let's go. Let's do this thing. for the final battle. You know, I mean, stuff like that'd be so cool. I am definitely going to put a request into the stream avatar guy. Please don't turn off those when the fight is going, because that's the most awesome thing. Well done, Duchess. Great. You just won 100 gold that you can spend on customization and whatnot. Alrighty. Phew, that was fun. Okay.
Nice.
And the sound worked, and I don't think I have actually seen any camera glitches at all either. My green screen is still here. Let's actually make sure the overhead is still here for the... Oh, hey, you. That camera is dead. Tote.
Okay. Let's
reset that before the show starts. I'm glad I checked that. Overhead camera. But you know what? That just happens sometimes. It's because I forgot. I had set this camera to be high res. 4K. I totally forgot about this because I didn't mention I've switched back to Streamlabs OBS rather than running 2 instances of OBS to see if that was making a difference. So I totally forgot. Streamlabs can't handle that high-res business. So let me put it back down to 1080p. And, deactivate it, reactivate it. Now that's going to mean the size is probably going to be wrong, I think. Activate. Activate. There it is. All right, done. Oh, yeah, it's a wee little thing now. Because it is set for the other size. Let's go ahead and make it big again. We don't need the browser. Don't need that. Need the overhead camera. Unlock it. Scale it. That's too big. There we go. Right about. Is that right? Yeah, that looks good. Okay, cool. There we go. Lock that in place. No, don't hide it. Lock it, dum-dum.
Hidden.
Silly goofball. All right, so there we go. So there it is. So by the way, folks, if you're longtime viewers of the show, you might recognize this is the second time Onitama has made it into a What's on Rahdo's table. Do you still want to try it? Are you feeling sassy?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we're actually, instead of just talking about the game, we're going to play the game. We're just going to do a couple of quick rounds. And to demonstrate the game that's on the table, because it's so quick and easy. Ruel's the blue player. I can see what's going on. And it's what? I mean, so you choose the crab, you get the mantis. I know. Yeah, that's it. The rules are just it. All right. So we'll just play for a couple of rounds. Instead of talking about the game for a few minutes, we'll show the game for a few minutes. Yeah. All right. Now that the camera has been switched back to normal resolution and won't crash. And the camera's pretty close, so it's fine at regular resolution. Okay. Well, I am so sorry, folks. I have not been paying attention to you. Is there anything outstanding in the audience that we need to take care of before we get going?
No. We are good to go. I've been manning the chat. Everything is good to go. Everyone's just talking amongst themselves, jumping and fighting and hugging and doing all this stuff.
Oh, I see. Super 1491 bought himself a temporary avatar. That's very cool.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's I forget how many if you use channel points. Let's see. Are you somewhere on there? Can I find you? What was your name? You were Super 1491. Once you buy it, I think it takes a few minutes before it shows up. Mm-hmm. And I don't see it, and I don't know how long ago you did. Oh, you did 6 minutes ago. You should be there somewhere. Hold on a second. Let's see. What is it? It's I think it's SO Super 1491. There you are. There you are, Super. Oh, and you've enough to buy yourself a drumstick and a halo sword and a bowler hat. And are you eating a cookie? I'm not quite sure what's that in your mouth. But okay, he's having fun. Nice. He or she is having fun with their temporary avatar. That's very nice. Okay.
Cool.
Okay, let's see here. And has anybody else? All right, it looks like we're all caught up on thanking people for subscribing and all of that. Very important. Thanks also for everybody who's following, because you're getting us that much closer to unlocking another top 10. I'm so embarrassed I did not update the progress bars, but they will be updated before we go live next. Okay, Ruel, are you ready to go?
I'm ready to rock and roll, my friend.
All righty. Let's see here. So how does this work? Hey, everybody. This week's episode of the R&R Show is brought to you by Arcane Wonders. Hey, Ruel, how's it going? What's that on your table? Hey, what are we talking about? Oh, top 10 games. Do I have my games ready? Yes, I do. Do I have the browser ready? And you've got your banner ready, so you are ready, willing, and able to do banner business and all of that?
Yep.
Okay. Then I think all signs are go. Thunderbirds are go! Let's see.
Prepare for launch, folks.
Okay. Man, I am so stuffed up from crying about stupid Endgame again.
Oh, no.
My nose has just been running this whole time.
Take a minute. Gather yourself.
I'm totally fine. It's just, it's physiological. I mean, Man, every time I start quoting Endgame, yeah, the waterworks come out. There are so many amazing quotes. And I could do this all day, but we're here actually to do the show. So let's just focus on that. Okay. Well, get this thing back in my ear. There we go. Hey, everybody. This week's episode of the R&R Show is brought to you by Arcane Wonders. And hello, Ruel. How are you doing?
Hello, Richard. I'm doing fantastic for episode number 26 of the R&R Show. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm beside myself that we continue somehow to pull this thing together week after week, and people keep showing up. We will try to put on a good show for you folks, as always. This week, we're going to be talking about upcoming Kickstarters that we found that you might want to take a look at if your tastes run anywhere parallel to ours. But before we get to the top 10 du jour, well, I don't know. Is there something else we're doing?
I don't know. Look at that. What's that on your table there, Richard?
Hey! I'm glad you asked, Ruel. This is a copy of Onitama from sponsor of the show, publisher Arcane Wonders. This is an excellent game, and interestingly, this is our first What's on Rahdo's Table game that has appeared a second time. And since we have already talked about this game and its awesome expansion, Light and Shadow, that adds ninjas, basically, we did that back in the October Halloween-themed episode. So if you want to know about the game, you can go watch that. And in fact, actually, you can watch all the old episodes of the show at rnr.rahdo.com. Let me put that on screen for folks. There's a URL. You can watch episodes 1 through 25 and watch us evolve and maybe get a little bit better every step of the way. But today, we figured, hey, since we've already talked about Onitama in a previous show, let's actually play the thing. Just for a couple of turns to give you an idea. Ruel, you are the blue player. Your teacher, I believe, is trying to either get to my school or any of your pieces. If you take my teacher out, that's the win, correct?
Yeah, that is correct. Yeah.
All right, then,
the two
using the
conditions.
power of the crab or the frog, make your first move.
Yeah. My first move, I'm moving my master. I'm putting him out there. I'm taking a chance using the crab to go straight ahead one space.
Straight ahead one. So, these were the options that Ruel had. He chose to move forward instead, because you couldn't move sideways because those spaces were occupied. And now, he'll be able to bring the mantis. And it is my turn. And, oh my gosh. Should I do it? Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to go crazy. I got the eye of the tiger, so I could move something one step back or two steps forward. Boom!
Look at that.
That's right. And the reason I can do that is because I know what Ruel is capable of. I can see what moves are available to him. And where my master is, he cannot... he cannot get to me. I also thought the frog could jump there, but can't quite jump that far. Yeah. And he better do something, because I've got the crab lying in wait to finish this, just like that.
Exactly. It could be the shortest game of Onitama ever. But you know what? I'm going to use the mantis power that you just gave up to move my master back to the school.
All right, run away! Run away! And so now you've given yourself the tiger that I used to good effect. And if I had that tiger, I would jump, I would pounce, and I would win the game. But I just gave you the tiger, and now I'm in danger. Now I've got to get out of the way. Or I've got to come up with something. Yeah, I mean, I've got to get out of the way. This was a very silly opening gambit I had here. And no matter where, if I move, I've used sideways with the crab or... Wait a minute. Could I use my monkey to move diagonally? The tiger would jump over me. Oh, wait, no, but the frog would get me. So I can't do that. That's the brilliance of this game, folks. That your move potential, and more importantly, your opponent's moves, are constantly shifting in this very simple, streamlined game, Battle of Wits, which I think we're going to stop right there, because I think that did a pretty good job of giving an idea of what Onitama is all about.
Yeah, it is a wonderful game. It's a family favorite here in my household. Michelle and I love playing this. Again, it's a really fun game for people who want to play chess but don't want to commit to learning all the different gambits and moves and stuff. I mean, you have all the moves you can do right there in those simple cards. It's always a fun game to play.
Oh yeah, and it's a simple, streamlined, elegant game. But when you bring in the light and shadow, each player gets an additional board with a player screen, and on that board you have a ninja that can move around and see. Actually, there's a few different ways that ninja Path of Light and Shadow expansion works. Again, go check out the R&R episode from October 2021, and we go into detail on that. But if that looked good to you, you're in luck, folks, because sponsor of the show, Arcane Wonders, is going to be giving a copy of Onitama away with the Light and Shadow expansion to one lucky winner. But Ruel, what do they got to do? How do they win?
It's really simple. So, friends, as you watch the R&R show today, one of us is going to say the secret word. And when that secret word is said, you're going to take note of what game we're talking about and send the title of the game to an email at contest@rahdo.com, and you'll be entered to win a copy of Onitama with the expansion. So just listen up, keep those ears open, and hopefully you'll catch that secret word.
What is the secret word again?
The secret word today is allergies.
Yes,
allergies, folks, as in, you know, you're out there and you sniff the flowers and they're not meant to be, and all of a sudden you're sneezing and hacking around. Allergies. That's the secret word. I don't know how else to talk about it.
Yep. Very catchy. Now, I should add one more thing. Our sponsor, Crowdfunding Games, will ship Onitama to certain countries. There are some countries that they are not shipping to. So, if the winner this week is from one of those other countries, we have a backup as well. And at one point, I had that on screen, and now I don't. So, I'm going to very quickly get this back on screen while talking. See if I can find it. And there we go. Yeah. In case you are not in a country that will get the copy of Onitama plus Light and Shadow, instead, you will be getting a copy of Legacies, which is a thematic mid-heavyweight Euro strategy game spanning the past, present, and future. And honestly, I played this game. I covered it when it was on Kickstarter, and I'm going to say it leans much more on the heavy side. This is a big monster of a game. Tons of stuff. Like it says, it plays through multiple ages, multiple generations of a family, building a legacy, doing all kinds of basically era of industrialization type actions. Very cool game, lots of variety, and one lucky winner could potentially get the deluxe edition of the game. So nice. Those are what are on offer for one lucky winner if they can spot or hear when one of us, me or Ruel, says allergies. And if you do, note what game we were talking about at that sentence, at that moment, and send it to contest@rahdo.com. Right.
Yep.
Did we get that right? I think so, other than my incredibly smoothly, nobody even noticed that I totally forgot to have my the web browser queued up. Yay. Silly me.
It was smooth as silk, my man. It was smooth as silk. Yeah.
Well, then that's a good omen. Let's see if we can actually get this list done as smooth as silk as well. Today, folks, we are talking about 10 upcoming Kickstarter games that we find to be particularly interesting. And I mean, I know there's a lot of Kickstarter shows out there. We do it a little bit different than most. Let's see, top 10 upcoming Kickstarters. Let me put that on the screen. Because what we do is, and we make our lives miserable doing it. At any given time, if you go to Kickstarter, you can do a search for all upcoming games that have a pre-launch page. Normally it's about 500. When I got on last night and checked, there were over 700 of these things. And so Ruel and I spend hours looking through all of them to find the ones that sound the most interesting. And so what that means is we will be talking about, from 700 games that have pre-launch pages, these are the 10. 5 of mine, 5 of Ruel's, and together we think these are the ones that are most worthy. However, there is a caveat to that, because we also cover Kickstarter games on the channel. And it would seem unfair to give those spots in the slots because, hey, we do paid previews. So our top 10 will not include any paid previews. So before we get to that, let's very briefly talk about games that are going to be appearing on the channel in the month of February. Let's see. And you know what, Ruel? I had a list for that too. I totally did.
You?
And I've totally lost it. So, why don't you tell me a little something while I pull that list back up?
Yeah, while you pull the list up, just a reminder, folks who are watching this here on YouTube, thank you again for all of your support. And, you know, if you're on Twitch or if you'd like to see the show recorded live, we do it live on Twitch every Tuesday before it's released on Wednesday. And not only do you get the R&R show, you get all the cool bonus content. You get the preview show, it's the pre-show, and then you get the little afterwards when we're done recording, we do the Q&A, and there's all kinds of cool things that you can do as an audience member. You can actually, you know, hey, Rahdo, Ruel, let's do this or that. Or why don't you talk about some trivia? Or Ruel, do a Ruel ranks. Or we just talk about random topics as well. It's a lot of fun. We'd love to have you over there. So what we do is every Tuesday at noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, you can find us on Twitch at Rahdo Runs Through, and you can hang out with the audience, and there's a lot of cool things. If you subscribe on Twitch, you get all kinds of benefits. Not only do you get to see the R&R show recorded live and participate as the audience, we have these cool little avatars that you can play around with on the screen. I mean, people like fight and jump and do basketball shots and hug each other. It's a blast. And not only do you that, but you get, like, you straight up get 20% off merchandise. You can, and if, you know, we're doing the secret word here, you can ask us where that secret word is.
Yes.
But that's only if you're a Twitch subscriber. So be sure to check that out. Links for everything are down below in the show notes.
Also, we take that live show and we put it on YouTube as the extended edition. Right now, chances are you're watching the regular edition, where it's just going to be us going through this list of 10 that I completely forgot to prepare for. I don't know what I was thinking. But if you want to see all of those extra hijinks, like we just did a this or that with the audience. We learned some more trivia about Ruel's background. We do all kinds of things, Q&As. You can check all that out in the extended edition of this very show, which again, as Ruel said, there's a link for it down in the show notes. Right, so now let's talk about the games that are coming to the channel. That are, you know, Kickstarter crowdfunded type things, because while you were talking, I got them on screen. We will be covering Tidal Blades Rise of the Unfolders, which, as I understand it, is not just a Tidal Blades 2, but like a completely different style of game in the Tidal Blades universe. I believe Shay is covering that one. And let's see, what else do we have? We don't. And then speaking of Shay, he will be doing a run through, a preview of Tindaya. Interestingly, he actually covered this like back in November, or maybe even October of last year. And I've been sitting on this video forever wanting to share it. If you actually support the show on Patreon, one of the benefits you get is getting to see videos like this ahead of time before they go public. You could have seen our Tindaya video months ago if you support the show at patreon.com/Rahdo. Wow, this is becoming very, very sales pitchy. Apologies for that, folks. Well, let's just keep talking about the games instead. So Tindaya will finally see the live day, and it's very, very cool. I will be doing a run-through of, I need to know how to pronounce this, Ahau, Rulers of the Yucatan. You know, Jen and I, we've already set this up. We played through about half a game. I'm going to play it again and then film it in probably next week, and then I think it goes live in the middle of the week. I'm really excited about this one. It's a very, very deep and interesting, rich Euro simulation, and the developers have really gone above and beyond with working with cultural consultants from Mexico, and you know, and professors to get a lot of detail. And I mean, they are just hitting all the buttons. It looks like it's going to be really fantastic. You can watch for that coming soon. Then oh boy, oops, I went too far. We've got Old London Bridge, which I just filmed the other day. It'll be going live, I think, next week, and honestly, I was blown away by this game. I thought, oh, it's a Leo Colombia game. We like his designs, but this one really goes above and beyond. A very interesting, tense, and yet incredibly simple, elegant, easy to teach Euro game about building buildings on the Old London Bridge. Watch for that run through coming from me pretty soon. Really like that one a lot. And Rolling Heights. Ryan, Knights Around a Table, is going to be doing an excellent how to play rules video for this. And I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I mean, no offense to Rodney. Rodney, I love you. But Ryan is the best in the biz. And that's why I have him doing rules run-throughs on my channel. And this is a very, very cool game where instead of rolling dice to trigger actions, you literally roll meeples to build cool 3D skyscrapers and all of that. So you'll be able to see Ryan teaching everybody how to play it when it goes on Kickstarter. And then there's Astro Knights. Oh, I love me some Astro Knights because I love me some Aeon's End. And this is basically a science fiction sequel to Aeon's End. I already did a live playthrough of this on Twitch. And I took that playthrough, edited it down, and turned it into a run-through that will be going live this month when the Kickstarter launches. Again, I think on the 8th. And then what else have we got? We have got, La Granja Deluxe Master Set. Almost a day does not go by, Ruel, that somebody doesn't contact me saying, why haven't you covered La Granja Deluxe Master Set? And I have to respond, I know, I want to cover this so much, because I love La Granja. It's been in my top 50 forever. And this new Super Deluxe set, which is actually live on Kickstarter right now, and I think it's going for another 10 days, as I understand it, I've got a prototype. It's in the mail. I think it's coming from the Brothers Murph, if I recall correctly. And so hopefully it'll get here today or tomorrow, and I'll have enough time to get a run-through of this filmed before the campaign is over. I can't wait, because it includes a gameplay module from Stefan Feld. So Stefan Feld, I got my Feld in my La Granja, which is very, very cool. And and then Seas of Havoc. This just went live this morning. It's a cool little, or actually a fairly expansive and ambitious deck building pirate skirmish game. And Shay did a great run through of it. I think it looked very, very good. So those games, having gotten those out of the way, that's a little sneak peek of what'll be coming on the channel this month. Now we can actually talk about top 10s that really caught our fancy. So Ruel, why don't you begin? What is our number 10 most anticipated Kickstarter game?
Our number 10, as you can see, there's so many great games out there coming out. Our number 10, though, is... Why is it not showing up on the thing?
Oh, because we're filming live and everything wants to fall apart.
We're live, yeah.
Yes.
I pressed sync.
All right.
It is not.
If it's not working for you, that means I will do double duty. Ruel, what's the name of your number 10? I'll type it in.
Starship Interstellar.
Starship Interstellar.
Yeah.
All right.
I believe you should have links ready to
yes,
go,
I do. A friend of mine sent me links. I'll go on ahead and put that in. I have to admit, I'm interested in looking at this because I don't remember seeing that on the list in the 700 games that I looked at last night.
Yeah, you were talking about looking over. I mean, both of us, I'm sure we were like up. I was up late and early this morning. I got my list in late to our friend that curates it, because there's a lot of stuff out there. But this one, we play as the sun is dying and it's going to destroy everything and possibly Earth itself. So it's up to us, humankind, to get out there and build this colossal interstellar spaceship. Starship to get out and save whatever humanity we can.
Okay.
Can we do it? We shall see. It's, from what I understand, there's not too much information out there yet, but from what I understand, it's going to have, I believe, a modular board. You're going to be doing some resource management because you got to, gather resources to build this ship. I mean, people are panicking because the sun is dying and you have to get out before, all heck breaks loose. So yeah, with the little information, I mean, I love the concept of this game, but you know what really piqued my interest was one of the co-designers is Andrea Crespi. And I thought that name sounded familiar.
Okay.
It's the co-designer of Potion Explosion.
Oh my gosh.
Games. Yeah, there he is. Andrea, if you go there, or
And Alone.
And Alone, which I have not
and
played.
Apollo 13, I played that one. Wow.
Yes. So I was like, oh yeah, I love Potion Explosion. I have a feeling this has nothing to do with Potion Explosion. the fact that maybe the sun's exploding, I don't know, but the fact that he's had such a great design in his background, I figure, hey, this game's got piqued my interest.
Yeah,
so it is. It is Starship Interstellar.
Yeah, that's some pretty good digging you did. I mean, because these are some really solid titles he's got on his resume, and yet I don't think he's a household name at all. So. Well done spotting that, sir, I have to say.
Yeah. Looking forward to that one.
Okay. So, you would say, because like you said, it's a little bit less information than normal. It's the designer pedigree that got that on the list for you, right?
Definitely. I mean, the theme, of course, like, okay, I like sci-fi stuff. But then, once I saw his name, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm definitely interested in that.
Okay. Well, cool. Well, our number 9, because this is our shared list, is Skying the Other Way. There is no design pedigree here because it is from a first-timer, but I'm still really intrigued by the game. My number 9 is Cytress. And basically, this is a cyberpunk Blade Runner inspired style game, and it's a worker placement game. And it's from a first-time designer, really young guy. There he is right there. Look how happy he is. He's so excited to be working on his first game, Sean Lee. And actually, to learn more about this game, I watched his video. They did a pretty good job of describing it, but I actually watched this interview between him and the Meeple mentor. And I gotta say, his raw, unbridled enthusiasm for his game really caught my attention. But the first thing that got me was, when I saw the game set up here, I saw, hey, wait a minute. Is that the tree from Everdell? And not quite, but it's the same basic idea. And in this game, you actually use it for something. This is a worker placement game, as I understand it. You've got a bunch of workers that are going around there's the underworld world where all the poor people are. And then it's not called Elysium, but it might as well be. All the people live up in the clouds. And your goal is to be making moves to get up there and get to those really sweet worker placement spots that is literally elevated up off the table. And
Cool.
yeah, it is. I'll admit, it's kind of gimmicky, but still, I suspect, I mean, that going above and beyond to really help sell the, again, all I can think of is Matt Damon's Elysium film, where we're stuck down here in the dirt and we finally get up there and then we see what we can do. I mean, all that sounds very cool. The other thing that I really like about it is, from a gameplay point of view, over the course of the game, you get more and more cards, and you slot them onto different sides. Let's see, is there a picture of your player board here? Yeah, these are your player boards, and you slot more and more cards to the side of them. That there are 4 core actions that are going to happen every round, and the more cards you get, you upgrade your ability to do action number 2 or action number 4. And these actions are go out and complete missions, harvest resources when other players are doing things. So you can program yourself to get better and better and better at certain things, but it's all towards the eye of making it up to the sky. And, between those ideas, and again, I cannot stress enough just how, I mean, he is a good salesman for his own game. He really got me involved as he was talking about, all the inspiration. He took a lot of inspiration from, his primary inspiration for this game, Wingspan and Terraforming Mars. And he took those and tried to come up with a Blade Runner Elysium style thing. And so that all sounds very, very cool to me, which is why it's number 9 on the list, Cytress.
Oh, that looks really cool. And I like the fact that you pointed that tree-looking thing. In Everdell, it's basically just used to hold workers and a couple of cards and stuff. But this actually, you were actually climbing up there as part of the game, which I think is neat.
Yep.
Well,
Let's
cool. Move on.
So that's number 9. Number 8. What do you got?
Our number 8. I'm going to try. Hopefully, let me try to do this real quick. Is it working? It's not showing up.
Of course it's not. It's okay. I'll do double duty. Okay. What's your number 8?
All right, double duty. Deep Rock Galactic, the board game. Deep Rock Galactic.
The board game.
The board game.
Oh, yeah. I saw this. Yeah, this is based off of a video game franchise, right?
Yeah, and that's I was wondering if you knew about, because I'm not familiar with the video game, but it is a tabletop. Yeah, it's a tabletop adaptation of this game that apparently is pretty popular. We are dwarf miners. We're mining in space. We've got the scout, the engineer, the gunner, and the driller, and we're working together. So it is a cooperative game. It's got dice rolling, and you're trying to mine, the rare minerals in there and stuff. And eventually, you're going to fight monsters, and you're going to try to get all the resources available that will help you complete your missions. It looks a lot of fun. Like I literally just played Dice Miner yesterday, and just that whole theme of like dwarves mining stuff. I think that's what drew me to this. I was like, hey, I like dwarves that mine stuff. Why not do it in this setting here? It looks fun. It
looks stunning. I mean,
it does, right? And it's got minis and. Oh my gosh! I just looking at the website. I was looking at their official website.
Okay.
And it seems like the designers not only they come from a video game background, but it reminds me of when Riot Games.
I was literally just going to mention Riot Games and Mechs vs. Minions.
Mechs vs. Minions, and it seems like they're doing a similar thing where the designers come out on their website and say, "Hey, we're tabletop fans as well. This is our love letter as well to tabletop games, but we're going to put out Deep Rock Galactic." And yeah, I mean, look at it. It looks like a blast. I don't know if it's for everyone, but it is a cooperative dice rolling game, so that might get some people into it. I'm looking forward to it. I'm new to this franchise, but Deep Rock Galactic, that's our number 8 for upcoming Kickstarter games.
I have to admit, I did see this one, and I looked at it very quickly and said, oh yeah, there's a lot of dice rolling, and personally that's not necessarily for me, but I could see, but I didn't actually take the time to look at it. My God, that thing looks stunning. That is amazing looking. Okay.
Yeah, you get that video game money in the tabletop industry, things like that happen,
And you're right, the example of Riot Games and what they did for Mechs vs. Minions, you have professional game makers who it's in their entire life, and it just so happens, we make video games, but we love board games. That can be, that has proven in the past to be an amazing combination of stuff. So that is a good number 8. So,
thank you.
Let's go from that huge, super mini ambitious number 8 to a much more sedate, just a nice little number 7. It's called Retrograde. And I don't know if you saw this one when you were looking through the list.
I did not. I did not.
Well, I'll be honest. The art grabbed me. because it is a game
Oh,
about
oh,
old
look at
style,
that.
Galaga Space Invaders type gameplay, race to blast evil asteroids. And here's the thing that got me: this real-time roll and write.
A real-time
Yeah.
rolling light? Oh my goodness! Tell
Now,
me more.
yeah,
Tell
I
me
know,
more.
and I'm sure for some people are like, oh, rolling rights, no, oh, that's a double whammy. But for me, I really enjoy a good real-time game, and I'm still in love with rolling rights. I'm always looking for new stuff, and apparently there's none of it here on Board Game Geek. I found information about this game somewhere, but apparently it wasn't on Board Game Geek. But I can describe. Oh yeah, here we go. Oh, that's right, because Ruel, you don't have to take my word for it. You can play this right now. It's on Tabletopia. And the rules are available on Tabletopia. So I actually went on Tabletopia, read the rules, jumped in, didn't have anybody to play with, just rolled the dice a little bit. But so, in a nutshell, what's going on with the game is we each have our little game console. We're trying to blow up all the different colored aliens. We roll dice in every round. We are going to, we're rolling and re-rolling dice as fast as we can to try to get the right combination of aliens and colors to fulfill these cards that come out as far as setup every round. There's a few different cards that say, oh, you could shoot for this type of alien or this type of alien or this type of alien. So we start rolling as fast as we can until we can get, okay, this will be good enough. You're trying to clear out rows or you're trying to clear out columns, because when you do that, you unlock all kinds of bonuses. And of course, it maybe doesn't look like it here, but it is a roll and write. You are literally using a pen and scratching out all the aliens as they go. And the real-time part is the rolling and re-rolling and re-rolling to try to get the perfect thing. Because once somebody, okay, this is good enough. I'm going to be happy with this. They shout, stop! And now everybody else, if I recall correctly, gets 2 more rolls to try to get the best they can, and then that's what they've got. So, I mean, we've seen a lot of games like this. Steam Park, as an example, where, it's a race, everybody's trying to do the best thing they can, and then we stop, and now everybody resolves their stuff. And in this case, the rolling is real time, and then the writing is after the fact, where you unlock all kinds of special abilities, like being able to modify the dice and get extra rolls, like get 4 rolls at the end instead of 2, so you can afford to go a little bit slower. So, I like the subject matter. I like roll and writes. I like real time. So when I saw all those things together, I figured I had to check out number 7, Retrograde.
Great choice. Yeah, I'm excited about this now that I've seen it. I totally missed this, but real-time roll and write, you had me at hello, sir.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we're not done with roll and write yet. I know roll and write haters. There's still a lot of cool stuff that can be done with the genre. And so I'm excited about that one.
So am I. Okay, let's move on to our number 6. This is... Oh, hey, it worked. I got it.
You got it!
Yes.
Yay!
It's Spring, a cooperative game of growth. Now, I don't know if you saw this. Now, there is very minimal information out there. I mean, there's nothing on BGG, just like a box cover. They do have... There's the official site where you can sign up for it. This caught my eye because of the theme. It's a cooperative game where... Okay, so in this... the city that we're in... the biological control unit, I think that's what it's called. They have this
big robot-y thing.
Big robot-y thing.
Yeah.
They destroy any unauthorized biological growth in the city.
Yeah.
So basically, natural spaces like parks and stuff like that, they are outlawed in this, and it's up to us, the players, to go against them and overthrow the city and grow plants and get it back to nature and bring all that stuff back in. We want our greenery, we want our shrubbery, we want all that, and that's what the game's about. That's what we're doing, is working on that. And you can see on the official game site there all the different cards and things that you can do. I love the theme, and that's what brought me in, just the theme alone. Now springtime, it's a little tough for me personally because of my allergies. I'm out there and springtime, the flowers and stuff. It can be a little rough for me, but the game itself I'm looking forward to, because I love this whole thing. Like, we're fighting against the big robot-y thing. We want to bring nature back to our city, and that's why it's our number 6, Spring, a cooperative game of growth.
Yeah, you know what? I did see this. I saw this
on
the pre-launch list like 6 months ago. And I was so excited, I almost put it on 6 months ago. And our friend who collates our list and makes sure we don't have overlaps and whatnot, he took a look at it and said, yeah, this one's not coming anytime soon. You should probably wait until it's closer. At the time, this website did not exist. I mean, there was just like a pre-launch page and nothing. And I'm like, but I so love this idea of a future where greenery is outlawed and we're rebels trying to bring greenery back to a cold, barren city. And it's got that really cool robot that's chasing us around. I love everything about this theme. And so And yeah, it must be getting closer because, yeah, I mean, this is a very cool website. They've obviously put their time into it. They're getting people to sign up. Speaking of which, by the way, folks, I should say, as we always do, because everything on our top 10 list we found from the Kickstarter or Game Found Coming Soon list. Every single one of these, if you look down in the show notes, has a link that lets you go to a page where you can tick a box to say, hey, let me know when this game launches. And then you can forget about it. And then, so if this sounds interesting at all to you, follow the link down in the show notes, tick the notify me on launch, and then, well, hey, in a couple of weeks or a couple of months, you'll say, oh, that's that game that Royal was talking about. So cool. Yeah.
All right.
I'm really excited about this. Ever since I've seen this, and I've seen it month after month, I'm like, no, I should probably wait. So I'm glad you did the extra research and saw that the wheels are in motion and spring is coming.
All right.
Which is much nicer than winter coming, I must say.
Exactly.
As a catchphrase.
Okay,
spring
so that's our
coming.
number 6, spring.
Yep.
Let's go to our number 5.
Okie doke. Well, number 5 is Through Ice and Snow. And this is a, what would you call it? Kind of not really heavy, maybe a medium to heavyweight Euro game that is all about the Northwest Passage. Trying to cut a way through and launch successful expeditions, trying to explore the Northwest Passage, trying to map the Northwest Passage, trying to prove it even exists and all of that. So it's got really interesting subject matter that there have been a few other games and I've always been interested in it. But what's really caught my eye about this one, and it's kind of a bummer, there are no screenshots on Board Game. I found screenshots of this someplace, but apparently it wasn't Board Game Geek. Was it in the show notes? Or this is somebody talking about it. But anyway, we'll just stick to it. It's a nice enough looking box. That's kind of scary looking. Oops. Oh, do I not even have it on screen? Oh, shoot. Have I not even shown it the whole time? Silly me.
No, it's on there.
Okay, there we go. Yeah. So it's about the Northwest Passage. It's a worker placement game. And players have a group of specialized workers, scientists and riggers and stuff like that. And so every round, as we move our way through the environment, trying to map the Northwest Passage, new opportunities on the board become available, as we break more ice and get into new areas. The trick thing that really got me interested about this game, because, it's worker placement stuff, launching expeditions, dealing with your dog sleds, all that kind of stuff. But what really caught my eye is, even though you and I are competing to be the most successful at this, we are moving through together. When you're the lead, well, you will choose where are we going, and that gives everybody access to a different collection of worker placement spots. And then we take turns trying to do that stuff. And I do not want to go there. And you're like, well, I can see, yeah, you brought a really good scientist. We're not going to go over there in the place where you could do some research. We're going to go over in this direction. And now everybody deals with the consequence of whoever the lead player was. Because, we're all kind of working in the same direction. And that really caught my eye. A dynamic worker placement spot where players are choosing what sections of the board are the ones that are actually going to be active. That's really, really cool. The subject matter is really, really cool. So I am definitely interested in our number 5, Through Ice and Snow.
Wow, that looks wonderful. I passed over this on the list. I didn't take a closer look at it, but I'm glad you brought it up because this looks fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to our number 4. I'm gonna see if my luck continues.
You can do it, buddy.
Come on. No, yes. Age of Rome.
Age of Rome. 4. Okay.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure you saw this on the list. It was pretty high up there.
I very much did. Yes.
Yeah. This is you and your fellow opponents are looking to become new emperor of Rome. We just talked about a worker placement. This is another worker placement game where you're balancing war, politics, trade, religion, all that good stuff. Everyone has a hero that's assigned to them, asymmetric powers and abilities. You get secret quests. And what really, again, this is the thing that caught my eye. It's got a rotating board.
Yes.
I don't know if you can see that. There it is right there.
There are pictures of it. We will see them.
Yeah. Yeah, rotating board where you're going to earn your glory points, right? As far as playing through the 9 rounds, you're going to go bring your workers there and hopefully, conquer the regions that you want to conquer and complete your secret quests and earn more of those glory points. I don't know if it's gimmicky or not, but I love the whole rotating board. You know, you can it's a nice little element, and it's another way that designers are, pushing the boundaries of board game design. Why not, instead of just having that static board where, okay, I know where I'm going to go here, let's have it, revolve during the game and evolve the gameplay as well. That was the thing that really caught my eye and that got me excited about it, because worker placements and moving boards, I'm all about it.
Yep.
That's why it's our number 4, Age of Rome.
And it's a good choice. I saw this. I seriously considered putting it on my list because it's just freaking gorgeous. The color in this game, right? The art style, and then, like you said, a really cool dynamic board where the game is alive. And I don't know if you saw in one of these pictures, the really cool way you build a little Parthenon type thing out of pieces of wood. Everything about this game looks like an amazing production. The only reason I didn't put it on my list is because this is covering all the elements of ancient Rome, including warfare. And the description does, for folks who are interested in this, does describe a fair bit of opportunities for backstabbery or skullduggery or whatnot. As I recall, I read somewhere one of the I think it was in the designer diary. One of the entries was "et tu, Brute," and that should give you an idea. And so, as a Care Bear player, that's not really going to be for me. But oh man, this game looks so great. And interestingly, it does have a solo mode. So, Tidal Game Studios. I'm not sure who you are, but I do solo previews of games on Kickstarter. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there. Because, oh my gosh, I just want this thing on my table. It looks so beautiful.
It does look gorgeous, yeah. That's our number 4, Age of Rome.
Number 4. Okay, yeah. I was wondering if you were going to mention it. Because it looks so good, I almost thought I'd put it on anyway, even though it's clearly not for me. But then I knew I had a partner and who has excellent taste and who would pick really good stuff that I skipped on for whatever reason, because sometimes I'm a big baby and I just don't want to hit. It's not that I don't want to be hit. Everybody thinks it's like, oh, Rahdo just hates conflict because he doesn't like getting beaten up. No, I don't like beating people up. Beat me up all day long, game. Smack me around. But anyway, and speaking of which, that's as smooth a transition as I can into our number 3, Monster Pit. Where the monsters will definitely smack us around. This is from Eldracore, and this is basically a sequel to Catacombs. And I don't know if you ever played Catacombs. It's been around for a long time.
Yes. Okay. Yeah,
and it's awesome.
I know that game.
The original Catacombs was very nice, but then when Eldracore got the rights for it and brought in the art of Quanchai Moria, they're like, oh my gosh, it's and I have had my copy of Catacombs forever. I should say, what is Catacombs? Catacombs is a player versus player where one player is a dungeon master trying to kill all the players. The other players are heroes trying to make it through the dungeon that the dungeon master is protecting, and it's all through disc flicking. Wonderful, beautiful, cool-looking little discs with great Quanchai Moria art and cool special powers and all of that. And now what Monster Pit does is it takes the same basic disc flicking fantasy adventure combat and turns it into, if you want, and this is what I want, a cooperative tower defense game. Where, because that's our problem with Catacombs. We love it, but it's a very long game where we spend hours just trying to destroy each other. Now we can play a fast, hyper quick, efficient game where we are trying to fight off wave after wave of bad guy. And in a disc flicking format, I cannot wait to see how they do this. Now, don't get me wrong, you can also play it a 1 versus many like the original Catacombs, or there can be teams. I think there's several different ways to play it, but it's the co-op that really gets my attention. I don't know if you ever saw, there was a cooperative, what was it? What's the Old West shoot 'em up disc flicking game?
Flick 'em Up.
Flick 'em Up. And Flick 'em Up had a Dead of Winter crossover game that you could play cooperatively, and that was brilliant. I loved the co-op there, but it was kind of an afterthought. They just threw it in, and it wasn't a big part of the game. Now, the entire game can be focused on cooperative disc flicking with gorgeous art, fun gameplay, because again, Catacombs was fantastic. So I have very, very high hopes for this one. So it looks great. I expect it's going to play great based on the pedigree, and I cannot wait to see what does co-op disc flicking look like. We'll find out when we all get a chance somewhere down the road to play number 3, Monster Pit.
Yeah, you had me at Quanchai Moria and disc flicking and cooperative. I'm super interested in this game. This one, it seems like it'll be a big hit with my main gaming group and my family and friends. So great, number 3.
Cool.
Okay, let's move on to number 2 on our list of upcoming Kickstarter games. Number 2 is Wreckland Run.
I've got it.
You had just mentioned solo games. Yeah, this is a solo game, folks. One player. And y'all, if you watch the show, if you've seen me on the internet before, you know I'm a big fan of Scott Alms. He does all the Tiny Epic games. He's done solo games, and he actually just did a solo game that was also released by Renegade last year. Or was it last year or the year before? Called Warp's Edge. Which
I believe it was
fantastic.
2 years ago. Yeah.
2 years ago, yes. And this is another solo game of his that's going to be, it's got a lot of storytelling. The mechanisms, they do say it's dice driven, so
Okay.
I'm wondering if I don't know if it's going to be a bag builder like Warp's Edge was. It's a post-apocalyptic game where it looks like Mad Max,
Yeah.
and it's a race. It's a race game, so you're trying to race on out from the baddies and stuff. So not much info is there. They do have a first look there video, and you can see all the parts there.
I'm just going to throw up some video from Man vs. Meeple. Apparently, Jeremy. Oh, Jeremy! Of course, Jeremy is the premier solo board game cover in the industry. Jeremy Howard, one step ahead of all of us. Man vs. Meeple, great channel if you've never checked them out, folks. And, they're all wonderful. And, I saw this, and I thought about putting it on my list. And I knew you were going to put it on your list. There's no two ways you weren't going to put it.
Did you? Yeah. This hits all the notes. Look at this. You're going to build your car, and you're going to use the dice to I'm sure improve and also attack and try to get away and stuff. This looks so cool.
Look at it.
I love the storytelling element to it. I don't know who's going to be doing the narrative, but for his Warp's Edge, they had Banana Chan, who was one of the premier RPG writers. They came in and did the story, and I loved it.
Oh,
so I'm
okay.
hoping they're involved with this one as well. But that's why I'm hyped about it. Scott Alms and Renegade, they're producing a really nice solo series of games over there at Renegade, along with this one. Were you a fan of Warp's Edge?
I thought Warp's Edge was phenomenal. I'm generally not that big solo guy, but I did actually play it solo, and I thought it was fantastic. I think that's... Yeah, I'm not that... I don't have a big love of Mad Max stuff, but this is going to be amazing.
Yeah, and that's why I'm so excited about again, we talk about, designer pedigree. Scott Alms, he's going to bring, his A game, I'm sure, to this. And he does all his, I love all his solo implementations. These are strictly solo games, but I just played a little one from Button Shy Games called Food Chain Island that he did. It was a nice little wonderful puzzle game. I love the Tiny Epic series of games that he does, and I always think his solo variant rules are really well thought out and really well designed. So anytime you mention Scott Alms and solo, I've got the antenna up. I'm like, yep, I'm ready for it. So that's why it's our number 2, Wreckland Run.
That looks amazing. I have rarely been this jealous of Jeremy and David. Look at them, just lording it over. Oh yeah, we've got it here. We've been playing, and we're just going to talk about it. It's like, don't you have connections at Renegade Royal? What's going on here?
Yeah, you know what? I do. I just, I'm going to have to reintroduce myself.
Yeah, I think you need to make a few calls. Because that looks fantastic. And if you want to know more, folks, go check out Man vs. Meeple's video of it. I haven't watched it yet, but honestly, at this point, just looking at it, they've sold me on the thing. Jeez Louise.
Good stuff this week. Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was a very good number 2. Man, that is going to be hard to follow up with our number 1, but I do stand by it, I would have to say. Number 1 on our list, although I'll admit it's cheating. I'm cheating a little bit, is Chang'an. And it's cheating because when I was going through the 700 games yesterday on, going through there, this was a coming soon. It launched this morning, so it's actually live. Basically, I cannot send you to a pre-launch page of it, but you can actually go to the real Kickstarter page. So let's just go on ahead and do that. This is not normally what we do. Kickstarter.com. Let's see, let me put their name in. Let's go check out the Kickstarter page because I believe it's live even as we speak. If I can find it. And no, I can't. Why can't I find it? Did I spell it wrong? All right. Alrighty. I can't. Why can't I find it, Ruel? It's our number 1. I clearly made a typo because I was doing this at 1 o'clock in the morning. All right. I'm going to find this. Don't worry, folks. Okay, here we go.
You got it?
I think I got it. I think I got it. I think I got it. I could just talk about it, but it's much better to show than tell, I find. So let's show you our number one, Chang'an, which is live on Kickstarter right now. Build the city of Chang'an. I was spelling it right. Why didn't I find that? New engine building resource management game from Nestor Mangone and Carlo Camaroto. Now, Carlo, I'm very sorry. Your name is not as familiar to me, but Nestore Mangone, yes. This is a guy to watch. Everything Nestor touches turns to board game gold. Cardboard gold is what this guy does. And so I expect great things from this game. Let's see. I didn't even know. Let's see. What's in this video? I didn't even know what's coming. Okay, so it's a game. It's a very simple game. At its heart, what you're going to do is you're going to play a card that represents a person, place, or thing here, and you're going to put it on the top of your board. You're going to stack them up and create these little mini engines where, hey, I put it on this stack, I get to gather everything of one type of resource. When you're doing that, you could also take stuff from elsewhere and move them around. And then what's ultimately going to happen is, as you're putting them in these individual stacks above your board, they will slide down and become little mini engines on the board itself. And I love this idea that when they're up above, they're resource generating, and then once they slide down to what column you choose is very important, because ultimately it's going to join a different engine down below. And so you're like, okay, well, what do I want to gather right now? I need to gather these stone, but I need this thing to slide down over to this other column where all it's going to do is give me a little bit of lumber. And so having to make those kinds of choices, this game, it looks very pretty. It's got design pedigree for day. It's live on Kickstarter right now. I hadn't meant to do this, but how's it doing? Let's see here. It looks like it's going to fund on the first day. It's doing okay. Nice. Boy, I really wish they had contacted me, because I would love to be doing a preview for it right now, because just that core idea of, I've got this card, and I've got to compromise. I can put it over here, I'll get a lot of stuff, but it'll make a crappy engine later, or I can make a great engine later. You know, bird in the hand, two in the bush. I always love those kinds of ideas. Nestor, is definitely one to watch, and it looks like it has a great presentation too. So definitely one I think is worth looking out. And number one on the list, Chang'an from Deer Games. And for that one, there'll be a link actually down to the Kickstarter campaign instead of the pre-launch page in the show notes, if you have a hard time finding it like I just did while filming live.
Awesome. You know, that main mechanism, when I saw it, it reminds me, and correct me if I'm wrong, the game Aquatica, doesn't that have a similar
that's
thing?
Interesting.
You start up top and then it brings it down below. It's been a while since I played it, but it reminds me a little bit about that. I mean, I'm sure they're different, but just that fact that you can slot it in different areas and they play differently on top of your board than when they play on the bottom of your board.
I mean, and Aquatica is phenomenal. That idea of, cards kind of grow and change in terms of what they mean to you over the course of the game. Yep.
And that is another pretty game as well. Yep.
Yeah. So that was a lot of work going through 700 entries. Jeez Louise. You know what would make it a lot easier is if Kickstarter would split it up, because it's just tabletop, and so they include all their RPG stuff in there, and about a third of it is RPG, and like, oh, that sounds really... Oh, it's a role-playing game. Yeah, we don't do a role-playing channel. The number of times I keep getting bait and switched. Kickstarter, please classify role-playing games as another subcategory under tabletop, please. But anyway,
make our job easier.
Yes, because it's all about us. So that's it, folks. Another 10 great-looking games. We have a few more to talk about, but we're going to do that in the after show, which we talked about right up front. Remember, there's a lot more to this show if you watch the extended edition, which you can hit that eye in the top right corner screen or go follow the show notes to check out. And in closing, did you hear it, folks? Did you hear one of us say allergies? Because if so, send your email to contest@rahdo.com with the game, not the word allergies, but the game in the subject. And this is so important, folks. Your country that you would like shipped to in the body. Or it could be in the subject too. But we need to know where you are to decide whether you're going to be getting an awesome Onitama bundle or whether you're going to get the Legacies Kickstarter package, one or the other. Phew, we made it, Ruel. I will leave the floor to you to close out the show.
Well, we did it again. This is episode 26. We are still going strong, and you know what? I always enjoy my time here, my friend, talking games with you, and looking at these Kickstarters coming up. It's still early, but I feel like it's going to be a fantastic year of board games.
It keeps getting better. I know a lot of people don't want to believe it, but it keeps getting better in cardboard form,
Yes.
I think. All right, well,
Absolutely.
thank you for those inspirational final words. Thank you for watching, and thanks once more to the sponsor of the show. I'm going to have to redo that. What the freaking frack? Where is it?
There you go.
I hate having to edit. And thank you once again. Wait. Oh. Okay.
Oh.
All right. Okay, it's fine.
A mic.
My mic is good.
issue.
I think they're just booming at me because I blew it. We were almost perfect. Totally flawless. Although that one was far from flawless. Okay, wait. Let's just finish the show. Silence for a little bit. And thanks once more to the sponsor of the show, Arcane Wonders. Have a nice day, everybody. Talk to you later. So long. Bye-bye. Oopsie.
Okay.
I have just been so wrapped up with all my tech crap and, trying to figure out what's going on. And, I was clearly not ready for this episode. And, I mean, I wasn't exaggerating. I don't know about you, but this was a hard list to make because there were... It was so
It was tough.
much.
Like I mentioned before, like I didn't get my list of games to our friend to collate until this morning. I'm usually pretty good about getting them late at night, but it was a lot this time. But we made it through it, folks. We are back here on Twitch live with y'all.
Yes.
Thank you for hanging out during the show. Let's see what's going on in chat and. All kinds of comments happening here. Let me see if
let's see what happened while we were AFK for all intents and purposes. Well, thank you, Asphyxion, for the cheers for the 100 bits. You're getting us closer to another run through. And Denoga, we had some cheers, and I did hear the little Mario coins in my ear, but I just can't stop to say thank you. Thank you so much for getting us closer. Thank you, Fem. I'm sure she kept up the hug brigade for the entire show. Oh my gosh, let's see. So, I know you want to be out of here by 2. We got 15 minutes. We haven't... do we want to do some Q&A?
Yeah, let's bust out some Q&A.
Okay.
Friends, drop out questions in chat, and we will bring them up and answer them to the best of our abilities here at the R&R post show.
Yes, and start your question entries with a question mark at the beginning. Because that means it puts it into a special queue, so it's easy for Ruel to catch them and throw them up on screen. So, for instance, I'll do one right now. Question mark is how I start. Hey, Ruel, why are you so handsome? And so, by starting with a question mark, that went into a little queue, and he can see that, and you can delete that one if you want. Or, answer the question!
We're throwing that up there. We're throwing it up there. There is no answer for that. But thank you very much for the test run of that. We're getting questions now.
Before we get to their questions, we totally forgot. There were other games. That's something we just wanted to... I mean, probably somebody will ask, what other games did we have in mind? You actually mentioned a few of mine, actually. So I didn't have a full 10. I also had Wreckland Run.
Yep.
I was really close to I Guess This Is It from Button Shy. Did you see that one?
Oh, I missed that. From Button Shy? Really? Oh my gosh, I missed it.
Here's the deal. I thought for sure it was going to be on your list. And so I left it off because you are so in love with the Button Shies.
Yeah, I'm a new Button Shy. I mean, I literally have a Button Shy game right in front of me on the table here.
Oh, for shame. Well, if it doesn't launch this month, we'll probably talk about it in next month's because I definitely want to. It's another Button Shy game, so it's just a little wallet full of games. It's a cooperative game for 2 players. I think maybe we can play 3. But what we're doing every turn is it's a game where loved ones have to say goodbye to each other forever. It's really somber and moody and atmospheric, and we do that by playing cards because this is our last chance to say what we think and feel and get closure on our relationship. And we do it by kind of playing cards down domino style, trying to match symbols, and the game actually encourages you to role play and take the opportunity to talk about things that the game actually prompts you to do, because you're really just trying to do this cooperative domino game, but then it's got this whole atmospheric emotional thing on top of it. I can't believe you didn't see it. I thought for sure it was going to be on your list.
Missed it. I can't. Yeah, and that sounds wonderful. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, other games. My number 1 game was going to be Rolling Heights. So.
Oh, of course, yes, yeah, and I mean, I haven't played it yet. In theory, I know I said right up front that Ryan's already done his rules run through for it. Again, Patreon backers have seen it weeks ago. Supposedly, they're sending me a copy, and I'll do a run through for it as well. But we are running out of time. Same as that La Granja. Where's my La Granja? I've got less than 10 days to play and film this thing now.
I got a sneak preview of Rolling Heights at Gen Con
Oh yeah.
last year, and I was, yeah. Again, John D. Clare, folks, another
Mm-hmm.
designer I absolutely
Mm-hmm.
adore. I
Oh, I
think
should have
his games
mentioned
are
that
rock
when I
solid.
was giving it a quick. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I also was
Um,
really interested in the Lost Code and Kamite, but yeah,
okay,
Lost
well,
Code. I mean, I'm what was it? I talked about Old London Bridge from Leo Colavini was so good. I'm kind of in a Leo Colavini state of mind, so I almost put
nice.
Lost Code on as well. But I knew it's something Jen would like, and it's a very reverse deduction-y type game. Mastermind on
Yeah, yeah.
steroids. So it's just not my kind of thing. But I'm just kind of. Did you have anything other ones that you wanted to mention before we get to the cues? Because I'm sure we got some cues now
Yeah,
built up.
yeah, we got some cues. Well, I'll mention one more,
Yeah.
and it was actually mentioned during the show here. Old London Bridge. That
Oh
looked
my
fantastic.
gosh,
Yeah,
it is
you got me
really
fully
good.
It looks so good. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was another one on my list.
Okay.
Let's look at chat. There's all
Yeah,
kinds of questions.
Hit us with your best questions. Fire away.
All right. Let's start with Kabuki Kid. What is your favorite pre-1970 movie? Oh,
Whoa, that's a good
I
question.
like this question.
Wow.
I like this question. Wow.
Oh. The first thing that
Seven
pops into
Samurai
my head
probably
is
for
the
me?
Kane Mutiny. The second thing that pops into my head is 12 Angry Men.
12 Angry Men is so good.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Seven Samurai for me.
Sure.
A Kurosawa movie probably for me. But oh my gosh, Rashomon is good. Great question.
Yeah.
Oh my god. You know what is a classic, which is right at the edge of 1970, 1969, I believe. Bonnie and Clyde.
Oh yeah,
The
yeah.
classic. What's his name? Warren Beatty,
Yep.
Faye Dunaway
And,
film.
yeah, I was
Just
going to
because
say that,
that was
Faye
such a
Dunaway,
game changer. Yeah, that's such a game changer as far as Hollywood was concerned. That one, brought the level of violence in movies like tenfold. And
Yeah.
you know,
That whole
great movie.
cinematic time from the late 60s to the late 70s, because it was basically a generation of filmmakers who had grown up on film and were the first people in the world to ever go to school to know how to make and just look at what came from that. Coppola and Lucas and Scor, and it's incredible. Standing on the
like you
shoulders
said,
of what had come before.
Giants. Yeah, and it was right before, or like the mid '70s, when they got into the blockbuster era, right?
Yeah,
Which
yeah,
we're
yeah.
still
Well,
living,
exactly. With Jaws and then Star Wars. Yep. And then everything changed again.
Great. Yes. Let's move on here. This question here from Fen Sensei. Of the new to launch crowdfunding you saw, which will be the next $1 million campaign? Wow.
My guess would be that one you mentioned, that's based on the
Galactic.
video game.
Yeah, the Galactic one.
Yeah, I mean, depending on how popular that game is. If that's a very popular video game, then I see that's gonna. That could be it. I mean, geez, Louise, it looked so amazing. Yeah,
yeah. That's
I saw
figured,
that. Yeah. I did a quick search. I saw. Oh yeah, look, it's got a lot of roll to resolve combat. It's probably not for me. And maybe Royal mentioned, maybe it won't. But I didn't really spend any time looking into the background. That's really interesting that it's coming from professional video game developers. That really does raise my personal interest in it a lot.
It does, yeah. Quick question here. Duchess asks, what games did you get for your birthday? Well, actually none. Everyone that knows me, knows me that I get games, since I create content, I get games from publishers, and I also just buy my own games. So I get stuff that's outside of gaming from my friends.
Well, what did you
and
get
family,
then? Is the real underlying question. What did you get for your birthday?
The real is,
that you can say on a family-friendly show.
Gosh, I'm totally blanking here. What did I get? Actually,
apparently stuff you can't talk about on a family-friendly show.
Stuff I get to, well, here's the thing. Michelle got me a present, but it is late on arrival.
Oh, okay.
It is stuck. The shipping, it's a little late. But you know what it is? Okay, for me, the thing I always ask for my friends and family, especially, is I just want to spend time with them.
Sure.
So we had. We just hung out on Sunday, ate all day, hung out. That's all that's all I just want is time, time with the family. But thanks for the question.
And you apparently got that.
Yeah, I definitely got that. And yes, thank you. How is Game Brewer for component quality? I'm thinking of picking up Stroganoff or Hippocrates, but worried about component quality durability.
Really? Isn't Game Brewer, didn't they do Honey Buzz?
Yeah, I thought they did. Or
Let
at
me
least
double check that. I want to make sure I have that right.
Before they went to Elf Creek, right?
No, you're right. That's Elf Creek. That's not Game Brewer. What's a Game Brewer game then? I have to admit,
Game Brewer.
I have a hard time. I think in terms of designers. I very rarely think in terms of publishers. And that's not fair, because really, if you want to talk about, expectations of quality, it's much more about the publisher than it is the designer. It's just, that never goes into my head. So, what are games from Game Brewer?
I'll look as well. Game Brewer. I thought they did. What was that?
Did they do the Paris with Kramer and Kiesling?
Yeah, the big
Or is that Elf Creek again? Well, hey, maybe somebody from Board Game Geek could tell us. Welcome, Raiders! Hey, we're in the middle of a Q&A. How are you all? Now, as I understand it, what we're supposed to do is ask all the Raiders what were they just doing where you were? What were they talking about? What were Aldi or Lincoln and the gang up to? What kind of hijinks
let us know
were
in
you
chat.
just seeing?
And welcome Raiders. Yeah, we just filmed the R&R episode number 26. And what we do is we film it live, and before and after the episode's done, we take questions from the viewers and hang out and do all kinds of fun stuff. So welcome BGG TV. We're currently talking about Game Brewer games.
Yes, the question was, how is their quality?
They did do Paris game.
I went and looked it up. They did Paris. They did do Gugong. Those were both fantastic productions.
Yes.
Both of them were great.
Yes. And as far as component quality, Gugong, the one I played, was excellent. There's no problems with that one. So I wouldn't worry about component quality.
I would imagine they were pretty safe bet. I'll be honest. The prototype I had for Hippocrates was higher quality than a lot of shipped games I play, quite frankly. And that was a prototype they put together for me to film. So, yeah, I think they're probably a pretty safe bet. Oh, and the same thing was true for Stroganoff as well. That Stroganoff prototype was amazing. I was sad to see it go.
Okay. Here's sort of a
more questions. Oh, and by the way, new people who are showing up, start your questions with a literal question mark at the beginning of the sentence, because then they go into a queue, so it's easy for Ruel to throw them up on screen.
Yeah. Is there any way you can share links to the pre-launch pages to Twitch viewers during the live show, so we don't have to come back? That I feel like is a big ask, just because, you know, as we're doing the show, we got like a ton of stuff running already.
Exactly. And also, I don't even think it's physically possible, because Twitch does a lot of really amazing things, but it's incredibly primitive in a lot of ways. Most notably, you can't put HTML anything in the show notes of a show. If you put a freaking apostrophe in the show notes of a show on Twitch, it will explode into some kind of weird ASCII gobbledygook. It's so frustrating. When I first got on here, I was trying to say, okay, everything I put on the YouTube stuff, I'll put on the Twitch, and just nothing works. And so I eventually just gave up. And I don't think anybody expects anything to be there, because I look on channels and they're always blank. And it's because it's absolutely terrible. So no, I'm afraid I don't. But when the show does go up, I mean, the important thing is you won't have to watch the show. You'll just be able to go over to YouTube, click the show notes, and they'll just all be right there, just in one handy dandy list. You're right. It would be nice. But Twitch, this is a shortcoming of Twitch. Twitch does not have a good way. I mean, I guess if somebody wanted to volunteer to be the person to add them to the chat while we're going, we could maybe do something like that. That's interesting. Because here's the thing. Here's a little bit behind the scenes, folks. While we're filming, like we said, a friend of ours takes both of our lists, collates it into one, and he tells me, hey, these are the ones on your list, do whatever you want. And then he sends me a list of links for Ruel's stuff, bit.ly links. So I don't get to know what Ruel's about to say. I just have the links, so I don't have to spend so much time typing them in. So in theory, I've got those. I could be throwing, at the same time that I'm throwing them into the browser, I could be throwing them into chat. Why wouldn't I do that?
Maybe.
I can't think of a reason why I wouldn't do that. So that's the answer to that question. Whoever asked this, remind me next time, and I'll try to remember to do that.
Okay, cool.
But what's the next
question? Let's move on here. Ripplebrook asks, favorite button shy games, since we were just talking
that's easy.
Shy games there. Yeah, I like Sprawlopolis. I love Sprawlopolis.
Nope. Wrong.
Let me guess. Circle the Wagons.
Correct. Ding, 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 ding.
I haven't played Circle the Wagons yet. I have it. I haven't played it yet. So
you're gonna have a hard time going back to Sprawlopolis. And don't get me wrong, Sprawlopolis is fantastic. I really like it. But oh my gosh, Circle the Wagons is in my top 50. I think it is the smaller. Okay. I mean, how do I rank it? Let me count.
Very nice.
I'm gonna go look at that.
And I know it's the same designer, or one of the same designers.
Is it Aramini?
Danny Devine.
Steve or.
I know Danny Devine's involved.
Thank you. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah,
although he and I think Steve Aramini work together a lot.
Got it. Okay, so yeah, that's I'm going with Sprawlopolis, but you know what? Michelle and I just played Tussie Mussy last night on live stream. We really enjoy this. It's super quick, but it's got one of my favorite mechanisms: I cut, you choose.
Yep.
It's got that built into it, so that's a lot of fun.
It's very good, and it's good as a 2-player game.
Yeah, this is only a 2-player game here, Tussie Mussy.
What? No, it's not.
Can it be played by more?
Yes, you totally can, and it's much better with
2 to 4. 2 to 4. 2 to 4. That's right.
Yes. You have to, when you get a chance, when you try, because playing that game, when you have somebody to your left and your right, oh, it blossoms. It's really good. Honestly, I think I'd like it a lot more if I hadn't, but I did get a chance to play it as a 4-player game, and then we played it as a 2, and we're like, oh, yeah, this is nice, but miss you, Stephen Betsy. That would have been better. Circle the Wagons is my number 38 highest ranked game in the world.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Circle the Wagons.
Cool.
You need to get off this and start playing it stat.
Yes, definitely. Okay. We got one more.
I'm probably building it up way too much. It's nice. It's okay. You can take it or leave it. Don't be too excited. Just so that you're properly calibrated. But, oh my gosh, it's great.
Got to do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's one more question. Time for one more. Is there any digital board game reviewers, like digital board game reviews? Like, I don't get the question. Is it strictly board?
Well, no. Are there any shows that are covering all the digital implementations of board games? And yes, there are.
Got it.
I mean, I know for the longest time that was a regular segment on for Mandy and Suzanne when they were doing their Dice Tower every other episodes.
Yeah, they would do apps, right?
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, they had a funny name for it too, like What's App or something like that.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've seen somebody doing that on YouTube as well, but I couldn't tell you where. It seems like it's a no-brainer, and it is something that somebody should be trying to build a channel around. And so I find it hard to believe that somebody hasn't done it. Maybe somebody in the chat knows of something. If so, definitely share that information because, I mean, actually, I think we've talked about actually having a top 10 where we do that as a top 10.
Yeah.
It's just,
that might be something we do in the future.
Yeah, I thought about it, but to realize that, oh my God, it'd be so much work because I'd have to go and study all of them.
Yeah.
Because there's so many, and there are a lot of really good ones out there.
There are.
Yep.
Yeah, there are. Okay. We are at 2 o'clock, which means, folks, we are at the end of the R&R Post Show. Thank you again for hanging out with us. I believe we're going to be rating someone next. Are we rating Ryan?
Okay, yes, we are. That's right. Yes, that's what we do. That's what we do. We're on Twitch, on our Twitchy time.
Okay.
All right, let me push the big button. And it's Knights Around the Table. We're keeping it in the family, folks. Ryan Crichton, as far as I'm concerned, genuinely the funniest board game YouTuber in the industry. That's why he makes me laugh out loud. He and his wife are doing a stream of Arnak with the Leaders expansions. Every week they're doing another couple of characters, and they're letting the audience choose. It looks like they're up and running now. They are great. And everybody go tell Cheryl and Ryan that we said, hey, give them a big old, all the rating love. And I got to get to editing because I got to fix that screw up. Man, I screwed up a lot this episode. I'm very apologizing to everybody, folks. But in the meantime, raid! Go get them! Go, 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 go! If I hit the button correctly.
Go, go, go.
That's interesting. I just got a keyframe is too high, unstable. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. My keyframe is too high. A few weeks ago, you said it was too low. Make up your mind. All right.
Wow.
It looks like it's working. People seem to be shouting raid and throwing icons around. So I think we've done it. Another week in the... Right, so, and nobody's watching now, so we can just quietly exit stage left. All right. I'll talk to you later, man.
Cool. Thanks, man. Bye.
All righty. Bye-bye.